Welcome to Sacred Intimacy Tarot. Before we begin on this particular live that was pre-recorded earlier today, I want to tell you what we are really going to focus on. We're focusing on fear and the fear of the election and what that might mean to you. We need to also understand that we are not going to be dealing with this in the old, antiquated ways of the 3D matrix. We can't. We're not going to win from that. In this live, we talk about the 144,000. We talk about twin flames. We talk about twin rays. We talk about a basic energy check for yourself, personally for yourself. So if you're listening to this, this is from spirit to you, and what you need to understand, what you need to be true to in terms of the energy work that you need to be consistent on. We do also check in with the sacred masculine, the broken and wounded sacred masculine, and we check into that energy and to see where you guys are at in your separation or whatever you're dealing with. Please, I really want you to interact with this live. Please share it. Please comment. Please comment what your feelings are about the energy that we're going through. And please like and subscribe. Sending you much love on your journey. I know it's not easy, but we got this. Namaste. That many of you are holding on to some fears that I'm being shown. Why do I say that? Because I'm seeing a baby being held up to the moon. And this beautiful baby is sporting the number 29. And 29 is the worst karmic number you can actually ever have. 29 is a fucked up number of all the numbers. It represents 11. And it is incredibly hard. If your birth number is 29, or if your life path comes out to 29, when you add all your numbers and it comes out to 29 and then comes out to 11, which eventually comes out to 2, the number you have to hold on to is 2. The moon, which is about, I'm confused, I can't see, it goes right from the moon to High Priestess in tarot, okay? And the High Priestess is getting these unspoken downloads, right? It's like these telepathic fucking downloads that are hitting your crown chakra like out of nowhere. It could come out of a meditation, absolutely. But quite often it comes out of nowhere. Literally, you're doing your dishes and you're getting massive download. Boom! It just, boom, it hits you right in the third eye. And so that's extraordinary. And so the problem with 11, though, is that 11 is going to negate this energy. And for many of people who vibrate to the number 11, they might be charismatic, magnetic, powerful. In fact, my twin was an 11, okay? You couldn't get a more charismatic, magnetic guy. And I'm not saying that because he was my twin. It was just how it was. But what I'll say to you is that he was muzzled. And so the number 29 turns into the muzzle lion. The muzzle lion is a clenched fist. It's literally letting other things conflict with the toxic desires and the uncorrupted desires. And there's a lack of understanding what those two are. In other words, there's a confusion. They're just clashing. What do I mean by toxic desires? I'll explain very clearly. Wanting to go to the best parties. That's a toxic desire. I'm sorry. We are not here to fucking enjoy to that level of amnesia. This is not to be an ascetic. It's to be honest. We are. Now, in the 80s and 90s, was that what was happening? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you look at the 60s, 70s, 80s, there was a lot of pleasure. There was a lot of fun. That's why fucking people miss 2005. They miss 1989. They miss those days because it was like ignorance is bliss, okay? And everyone was having kind of a good time, still working their asses off. Don't get me wrong, but all of that was happening. But we are in a different timeline, my friends. And these kinds of desires are going to just fucking delay your ascension. It's that simple. It's like, stopping to get a drink at a bar when you know you have a massive meeting with the great master, like a Buddha or a Yeshua or whatever turns you on, Krishna. And you actually stop at the bar. You see what I mean? Conflicting desires. And so 29 is a heavy number. But there's grace under this number, because we see this infant child being born. So I'm going to read to you the actual number and what it means in this oracle reading, what the message is. And I want you to know that what's really important for you to realize is that we don't need more than 144,000. This is something I came to realize. Now, don't get me wrong. 144,000 is a number of powerful souls that have incarnated and volunteered to help with the ascension. And it's a revolving door. Why? Well, one person, one individual drops their body, dies, drops their body. A new person comes in and is awakened or takes their place in the 144,000. It includes twin flames. It includes twin rays. It includes star seeds that have no twin flames and twin rays. It is not just it's a ragtime team. It's a diverse team of beautiful, high-level, ancient, wise souls that have incarnated, and many of them are in the trenches of life, meaning they're construction workers, they're therapists, they're attorneys, they're singers, like Chanteuse Sabi, for example, and so on and so forth. Sabi, I forgot. But anyway, you get my drift. This is where I'm going here. Like Deva Pramal and Mitan, like Abraham Hicks, and with Esther and Jerry Hicks. And then Jerry Hicks dropped his body. She's still working with him. She's still channeling him, but she is working still with him. Meanwhile, when he dropped his body, a new twin ray or twin flame were introduced or came back into union. That's what I mean by 144,000 is a perpetual number. It never drops its number. Because when one drops, it's replaced by another soul that's come in. Does that make sense? I mean, it makes absolute sense. And so we don't need more than that. Because we are not dealing with 3D vibrations of greater numbers. Greater numbers is greater might. We're dealing with energy work. Okay? And that's going to be really important for you guys to wrap your head around it. Okay? So this energy collective reading, I want to kind of deal with some of the fears you may be having. Get great guys like Billy Carson, who is really ramping up his teachings, and people like that. I'm just laughing at why I'm saying the 144,000, because when we look at great guys like Billy Carson, who is really ramping up his teachings, and people like that, it's a joy to see that there are so many people who are listening to that. But it is a small number. Do you understand? Ancient wisdoms, formerly known as New Age, there aren't many of us who actually practice that, who actually understand what it means and all of its light. Just block. Okay? I don't want to hear any stupid comments at all. I don't want to do that. Anyway, so any questions or comments that are intelligent, that mean something, that can add to the discussion, because I don't need to hear people, slamming. They've been doing this for 2,000 years. Their little weird ideas about God and sin and all that garbage that had us on funeral pyres and burned at the stakes. And I don't want to hear that shit again. Many of you are actually muzzle lions because of this kind of shit rhetoric. I'm sorry. I have zero tolerance for Bible thumping, religious thumping, using these great people that came on the planet to try to wake us up like Yeshua, and then bastardizing it to subjugate us and to put us in a state of fear. I'm so sick of that shit. You have no idea. Yes, I got triggered. I'm having a human experience right now because I feel so incensed that somebody would have the mendacity to keep, vomiting this crap that has done nothing but harm us for 2,000 years, minimum 2,000 years, okay? And harmed the very man who walked this earth with his beloved Mary of Magdalena and bastardized their union for their own gain. And what was the gain? To subjugate us, okay? So tired of that. You have no idea how I zero, okay? So we have the baby. This is the card that came out of the Kali deck this morning. I went ahead and saged the cards, this and that, and I asked, what did the collective need? And this is the card that fell. There were two cards that fell. But I'm going to first go with the first card right here. Read to you with the messages. And I need you to close your eyes and listen very carefully to what the message is for you. Because you are no longer supposed to be muzzled lions. He came as a lamb and he will return as a lion. Well, we are fractals of Yeshua. Okay, we are fractals. Love that you show the card. Me too. Okay, so 29, Devi Makali. Endlessly loving, infinitely forgiving, she will never turn away from you, no matter what you have done, no matter how many mistakes you have made. She is here for you always. Feel the safety and sanctuary of her divine hugs. She is your soft place to fall and your kindest and most enthusiastic advocate. Let her shift your experience away from endless tasks and ever greater expectations into sweet relief and comforting connections. There are times when we need our mother. This is natural and necessary. However, for whatever reason, we may not be able to turn to the mother figure in our lives in our times of need. There is no need to feel deprived during such moments, for we have a divine mother who wants to help and has the endless resourcefulness to do so. The problem of receiving grace is never with the source of it. By its natural grace flows with generosity, so needing to earn or deserve it goes against the very nature of grace itself. Let me repeat that because this is important. The problem of receiving grace is never with the source of it. By its nature, grace flows with generosity, so needing to earn or deserve it goes against the very nature of grace itself. It means you don't need to prove your worth to the Great Mother, Pachamama, Kali, Mother Mary, Mary of Magdalena, Radha, doesn't matter. Isis, whoever the hell you follow, whoever your mother is, it's the mother with 1,000 names. Okay? It doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand that you do not need to earn. This is not a conditional love wrapped in grace. This is unconditional love. However, we can struggle to be open to it and have a subconscious resistance to receiving. Intellectually, did you hear that? Subconscious resistance to receiving. This is why you ask your beloved, why do you love me? This is why you asked your mother or father, why do you love me? When you were a little child. You couldn't wrap your head around your worth. It's not a deficit. It's a human normal experience built on thousands of incarnation on planet Earth. And also how you fell. Many of you are starseeds. You've come from other planets. You were having incarnations on other planets before you ever set foot on Mother Earth, let me just say. And there were reasons why you fell from consciousness into 3D, into amnesia. And so as a little kid, when you looked up at your father, mother, uncle, friend, whatever, grandma, grandpa, why do you love me? It was you trying to search who you were from this very depth of a loss that you felt in your heart for hundreds, thousands of incarnation on planet Earth. You knew there was something missing. There was a feeling of homesickness. Why do you love me? How do I earn this love? What do I do to earn this love? Do I need to do something that I don't know about to earn your love so you won't leave me? Okay? Intellectually, we may know that we are worthy of being helped, and even that others will also benefit when we are flourishing, so that grace brings multiple benefits to all. Yet we can still be more attached to the difficulty than the resolution. Why is that? We cannot underestimate the influences of belief systems created in response to childhood trauma and the impact these unchecked beliefs can have in our adult lives. The beauty is that Kali will not only help us identify where we have our blocks, she will also help liberate the soul by providing us with a choice. We can allow her to consume those past traumas, relieving the soul of karmic burdens. Sometimes the karmic burden that has kept you looping in these incarnations isn't that you fucked up. It's shame. It's self-loathing. It's regret. Your karma, right? I did a video on the loop of karmic, betrayal, self-betrayal. And the self-betrayal that creates a karmic loop, preventing your ascension. It's a door you can't even pick the lock out of. Is these things: shame, regret, self-loathing. It's huge. And it's something that the 1% has been masterfully using against us using egregores. Various types of egregores. You know, like working 9 to 5. Before that, 3, 4, 500 years ago, taxes that were so hard we couldn't pay the taxes and we'd lose our land. Conquerors conquering our land, taking our women and children, annihilating our men. You know, all that shit. Okay, that was how. So fear. Everything I just said is about fear. And so your karmic burden is something that you have to self-realize. Part of self-realization is to say, what are my burdens? What am I? Wait, hang on. This fear, I don't think it's from this life. Then it's a past life. Let me go ahead and do a soul retrieval guided meditation. Let me see where can I find this energy so that I can transmute this energy so that it's not a chain around my neck that I can't even see. I'm blind to it. Or around my ankle that I'm blind to until I die. And then I come back and I forgot again. Do you remember how sometimes you have something you remember on the tip of your tongue? It's right there, and you think, I'll remember my dream when you wake up. And you don't. You totally don't. Imagine, that's reincarnation in amnesia. Devi Ma Kali's grace is not about encouraging psychological regressions or giving up the necessary learning and responsibility to grow. It is a recognition that there are times when even a mature adult just needs to feel loved, held, and appreciated, cherished, and adored. Not for the sake of boosting ego, but for replenishing the heart that wants to give and give and give and give and give. I know that's you. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't. You would not be here if it wasn't. You see what I've noticed over the years of doing readings? Very, very often, I'd say 95% of the time, I am doing readings for overgivers. I don't have to be a psychic to figure that one out. I just can hear it in the way they speak, in the way in what I see in my readings. It is about withdrawing from the distractions and the battles for a time. Did you hear that? It's about self-care. It's about take care of yourself. You can't win this today. Today is not the day to wage war, to wage battle. Today's not the day. Not to escape from what you need to do, but to have the energy and clarity of mind to approach your life journey effectively. Did you get that? Effectively. You're not a coward if you decide that today you're not going to do shit, you're going to stay in bed, or today you're going to putter around the house, or today you're not going to look at all these documents that you have to look at. Today you're not going to do X, Y, Z. You're just not going to. Because it's like the straw that could break the camel's back, and you know it. That's not cowardly behavior. That's self-loving, self-advocacy. Let's continue. Regression is avoidance, whereas reconnecting with the childlike relationship to the divine replenishes the inner reserves so one can continue, change approach, and gain supportive allies so that success can unfold more graciously and swiftly. Sometimes you need quiet space to connect with your light being team. They're on the other side of the veils, but you're so flustered and so messed up that you can't even sit in a meditation to let your guides connect you to give you divine guidance, to help you out of a mess. That's the problem. That's why daily practice it's not even important. It's critical to your survival as an ascension being. Because you wouldn't be here if you weren't ascending. You go off to see, the bouncing girls dancing up and down, or you'd be looking at somebody else buying something, skincare, whatever, right now, instead of spending time with me. I'm being honest. Or, you know what I mean? Or you'd want a yes-no question on a tarot reading. Something is drawing you to understand that what you're going through is not your fault, nor is it a fail. It's a win. Okay? The devotee of Kali Ma, Hindu saint Sri Ramakrishna, taught that when a tree is young, did you hear that? Listen to this. I want you to tuck in, lean in, close your eyes. Listen to this. The devotee of Kali Ma and Hindu saint Sri Ramakrishna taught that when a tree is young, it should be fenced all around, lest it be destroyed by cattle. What does that mean for us? Positive qualities such as healthy self-esteem can be a burgeoning within us, even when we are not fully aware of the extent of positive change that comes from the subtle inner shifts of mind, heart, and soul. Significant healing shifts often take place beneath conscious awareness. Does that make sense? This is good. It presents the sabotaging aspect of the mind from killing off that fledgling quality before it is strong enough to stand up to the patterns of the past and assert itself, rather than, for example, being trampled by overly critical and shaming voices. If that's your only takeaway today, you just kicked ass. Because that's absolutely the only takeaway today, so far, that I'm saying. This is really important. I'm going to read to you again. Listen very carefully. It prevents the sabotaging aspect of the mind from killing off that fledgling quality before it is strong enough to stand up to that pattern of the past and assert itself, rather than, for example, being trampled by overly critical and shaming voices. Mic drop. Makes absolute sense. The protection of the young tree is a symbol for taking care of that which is vulnerable until it becomes strong enough to stand on its own and fulfill its destiny. I'm being told, buy a tree, buy something, buy a little plant. And you're not a failure if you're not a green thumb. Learn how to care for the plant. Make that plant a symbol of you. Make that plant an egregore of your fledgling qualities until you come into a massive self-realization. Okay? This is what a mother is meant to do for a child. Did you hear that? This is what a mother is meant to do for a child. And what Kali Ma Devi does for all children if they will come to her. So you got to come to the Great Spirit. Don't let clumsy or ill-wishing energies around or within you get anywhere near it. Let Kali Ma protect you from within and without. This particular form of Kali is without the association of battles and wars, from which she is most commonly connected. Instead, she is the Divine Mother holding your being in her arms in a quiet and peaceful nursery of the soul, rocking you back and forth with a gently sweet lullaby upon her lips. The Hindu scriptures teach that when Shiva drank the poison that threatened to consume and destroy the world, he became sick with the pain of it, and so transformed himself into a baby feeding in Kali Ma's breast. Her milk soothed the poison, taking away the pain. If you've been taking on energies from others, perhaps unintentionally or even intentionally, in an attempt to alleviate their suffering, then the message is that Kali is providing you with relief and healing now. When you have so much going on that it all feels like too much, permit yourself to seek her out and be comfortable, held, and reassured. It is natural for a child to need and reach for its mother. You are deserving of comfort. Allow yourself to experience it without reservation. Without reservation. It's okay to be afraid of X, Y, and Z. It's okay. It's okay for your little girl, little boy to be afraid. You do not demean them for their fear. You don't berate them or shame them or get over it. You know that word, get over it. That doesn't help people. Okay? Because if they could have gotten over it, they wouldn't be in trauma, like deer in the headlights, trying to figure out what the hell to do next. So it's not getting over it that's going to help you. It's getting through it, past it. In other words, going through the fires, which I mentioned yesterday, which is something is going to be a running theme from you. It's going to be something that you need to hold on to. In other words, maybe I know some clients, I remember getting the phoenix as a symbol for them. Get yourself a pendant, a mala, something with the phoenix as a symbol of you crash burning and growing. You know what I mean? That should be something that you need to perhaps consider. A totem is not a weakness. A totem is a symbol that reminds you of who you are and where you're going. And the phoenix burning and rising and becoming more powerful and bigger is a pretty damn good symbol to have if you need something like that, like made out of crystal or whatever, right? And if you lose it, that's how you lose it, because I gotta cover everything with you guys. If you lose it, yeah, you're gonna get pissed off. But be honest with yourself. Somebody else needs it more than you. In other words, you've done what you needed to do with that piece, that totem. It's no failure buying another one if you can find it, or find something else similar. They'll realize that somebody else needed it more than you. And if they find it on the street, if they find it somewhere, they needed it more than you. And that's the truth. And you have to embrace that truth and go, God bless them. Whoever needs that, I'm so happy for them because it gave me a lot of healing. The next thing I want to do is another card. It's called the Hidden World Oracle. It's called Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. I've never used this deck for you guys ever. And I'm going to pick the card and see what the message is. All right, it's a mic drop. Unbelievable. It's number 20. 20 is judgment. 20 is judgment. The theme so far has been 29, which is 11, which is 2, and 20 is 2. So the theme so far seems to be 2 so far, okay? Why is this important? Because in tarot, judgment are people coming out of coffins that are incarnating. There's like a judgment call, something dead coming back to life, but in a renewed form, reincarnation, for example, you know? So let me read you what this says because this is mind-blowing. So again, this is from the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds by Lucy Cavendish. It's 20, and let me read to you what she says in 20, and it's called Healing the Earth, Love, Humility, and Respect. And what is it that we all want? We want a beautiful new earth. This is all we want. We don't want anything else. We don't want. By the way, mic drop again. Page 74, 11. 7 plus 4 is 11. The running theme, have you noticed, is 11. Why? Because we have to transmute 11 into 2, the high priestess. And embracing the moon, which is also the number attached to the moon, is 2. And so 2 is, we don't know how, but we know we're here. So it's a knowing. It's not faith. It's not hope. No, throw these words out the door. They're not going to help you today or moving forward. It's, I know. I know New Earth is here. I'm so grateful I'm in New Earth. I'm so grateful I vibrate to 5D every day. And you say that until it is true, until it is absolutely cemented. A new cemented of a new foundation. And this foundation is beautiful. It's 560. You're no longer in 3D. That's going to be your raison d'etre. It's going to be your call to arms. Let's read it. Okay, so 20, Healing the Earth, Love, Humility, Respect, page 74. We, the humans, have left the care of the planet to the great and unseen spirits all about us. Some, it is true, have taken up the burden created by the many, and we rage and race towards an abyss, telling ourselves that what matters is only today. But tomorrow matters for those yet to be born, and for the wisdom within you that can be remembered by the children of the future. Yet the forests have been murdered, the waters polluted, the gifts of the earth brought to the surface and used as playthings. It is time to heal and to remember, for the great ones can do so much, but the true healing must take place in our hearts and move to our actions. Earth healing can be felt one of those special days when the gates open and we can feel the flood of energies pour down. We can help weave those energies into the people by demonstrating what matters most. When we can choose to help our mother, the earth, to be of service and to have a humble attitude and expression of energy toward her, we can walk gently and openly and know we must help her. We can pick up the fallen bird, plant a tree, speak the truth, and live like this. Life and this planet matters. It is temporary, this life, but it matters what we do with it. And now you are being asked to be of service through expressing love, humility, and respect for the earth in your actions. Let this great goddess nurturing the earth nurture you too. This path will take you away from the disposable, the ungrateful, the careless, and move you into a deeper, truer expression of your soul. Illumination. I play my part in caring for the earth. I support the great ones in their healing work and embrace being a child of this earth. You see, I've been saying this in many of my lives. Stop saying, I can't stand this planet. I can't stand this world. Use the right words. Use your big girl and big boy words. What does that mean? It means say the truth. I hate this infrastructure. Okay, got it. I hate who's governing our planet. Got it. But you love the earth? I love the earth. The earth is fantastic. I don't like the people. I hate the people doing what they're doing. I get it. But do you see how many people who are good, who want what you want? Do you see it? Because if you don't see it, it's time for you to make an effort to go and seek it out. Because it's there. So to say, I'll never come back, I hate this planet, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, that's not going to do a damn thing for this planet. And she is weeping, and she is crying, and she is hurting. Okay? And we're responsible. Many of our lives, we were ignorant of her grace, of her beauty, of her soul. She has a spirit, you know, it's called Pachamama, Bhumi, Gaia. And so it's about you realizing what you do hate. You know, the occupiers of the earth who have absolutely no respect for her, no love for her, no humility towards her. You know? And once you understand that, guess what happens? There's a shift in consciousness that becomes a consciousness of the Hopi prophecy that said that we would come when the earth was hurting, when the animals in the water was harmed, and that we would come, the rainbow children. That means all of us, not any one race, not any one religion, not any one philosophy. All of us who had one philosophy, our beating hearts that has such love for this planet and for its children, be it fur, finned, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is how you feel when you are connecting to Pachamama, Bhumi, Gaia, when you connect to her, when you walk barefoot on her beautiful body, when you lay down on her and you grab the sun, or you do moonlit baths or sun baths or whatever you do. Putting your yoni or lingam in the sun to recharge your root chakra. Things of that nature. You love the sun. You love the moon. You love this planet. You love the trees. You love all of that. You love the wildlife. And you have awe for it. The way a child has awe for it when it's born. It's in awe of everything. Have you noticed? You need to go back to your childhood truth. Your childhood magic of thinking that a butterfly, to spend an hour watching a butterfly fly was a good investment of time. To admire bees was or a spider weaving its web was a very good investment of time. We've lost that magic because the 1% has us working like fucking dogs. And you know it, and I know it. That's what you hate. Understand what you hate. But it's not the planet Earth that you hate. So the next card that I did pull out for you guys, and I'm doing it because the energy, I need to go into meditations, and it'd be chaotic with people coming in and out of my life. So I want the cards to be real. Okay, and good for us. And the theme came back again. Thank you, Livy. Is 3. So last live I did, it was a 3. So it's called Kala Dara. And 3 is the balance between the mind, body, and spirit. When you see 333, you're dealing with 9, 369, you're dealing with, do you get what I'm saying? It's a powerful number. And it connects. So we have 2, right? 2 is the moon. 3 vibrates the planet Jupiter. And I talked about it last time. But let me read to you the message that is there for you. She is not bound by appearances, opinions, or material limitations. She is both the void and the infinite creative potential that arises from it. Do not be afraid of uncertainty. Do not be afraid of uncertainty. The moon, which is 2, which is all about uncertainty, because it's the moon. You're not going by sunlight. You're not walking the path up a mountain by sunlight where everything's right there. You know exactly where you're going. You're going by moonlight. So things are in shadows. Things are hidden from you. You might even doubt that you're going the right direction. But if it's your heart that's leading it, I can assure you, you're going through the right direction. Do not be afraid of uncertainty. If you feel you are without resources, take comfort now. Where there is lack, she restores abundance. She can bring forth exquisite blessing and glorious manifestation from the sacred expanse of nothingness. Your soul can rely upon her completely. Cast your fears away. Hers is the power of the universe combined with the generosity of grace. When she said, listen to this, she can bring forth exquisite blessings and glorious manifestation from the sacred expansiveness of nothingness. Take a piece of paper and write down your name. Now write down what you really truly desire. You have just actually created something out of nothing, a blank piece of paper. I mean, it's that simple. And then if you go into your meditations or manifestations, then you actually co-create with the universe what you really truly desire. And many of the things that you desire, we actually all want it too. Many of the things. You have personal nuances, of course, you know? But in terms of how we want to live, we all agree this isn't working for us. And we agree that we want more. More freedom. More freedom to connect. More freedom to actually spend hours in a hammock reading and listening to the wind and watching petals fall from a tree or what have you. We want that. And we have not been gifted that abundance of time. Time has been our jailer, not our protector and not the abundance keeper for us, right? Your soul can rely upon her completely. Cast your fears away. Hers is the power of the universe combined with the generosity of grace. You know, you can't be religious when you listen to this shit. You want to be religious, please, that's fine. But don't muzzle yourself of all the beautiful, gorgeous gifts of wisdoms that come from so many sources, you know? And that's what we need to like really appreciate in all of the religious diversity, the racial diversity, the cultural diversity. There's such nectar, wisdoms, funny stories, parables. My God, you know, there's Babushka that has a story that was told for 300 years in her family. And it's a funny little story, but it has a wisdom. It's like Aesop's fables. We need to lean into different cultures and see the beauty in different cultures. See the beauty. And then we can actually become the prophecy of the Hopi prophecy of the rainbow children collaborating, coming together. There's something I'm going to bring up before I continue reading this. There's something about the last pope will be in 2027, which reminded me of 2012. Remember 2012? When they said in 2012 the world will end because the calendar ended. The calendar ended. Thank fucking God. What did it mean? I mean, it was a new age. We were walking out of Kali Yuga. So the last pope being in 2027, let's say that's true. Who gives a shit? Do you care? Seriously? No offense to any pope. They've done such great work. For, you know, they've helped so many people like ascend. I hope you didn't miss the sarcasm. But does that make sense? Because you know there was a female pope. You can look it up. I'm not bullshitting you. It's called Pope Joan. Look it up. Joan. Like Joan, I don't know. Joan. Look it up. Pope Joan. Okay, in the 9th century. In the 9th century, men and women, men were being married to each other in the 9th century. That's a known thing. I don't know why, but inexplicably, suddenly it was removed, that ability to marry men with men. A lot of shit has been lost in time because people have been so busy with today, this hour. At the most they could think ahead is next week. You know what I mean? When hope is lost and a way forward cannot be sensed. Did you hear that, please? Because this is where we're at right now as a collective. When hope is lost and a way forward cannot be sensed, Kuladar arises as a reminder of the endless creativity and resourcefulness of the divine feminine. Her love will always find a way. If the way does not yet exist, then it shall be created. If you cannot see or feel how to move from where you are now to where you want to be, Kali's wisdom and grace manifest to provide what is needed at the perfect time. Timing. Being prepared. Let me ask you this. If I told you right now, I gave you a first-class plane ticket to wherever you wanted to be in the world. I gave you the first, I said, here it is. Here's 10 grand. Here's a bag of gold. But you got to go in 2 hours. Are you ready? Are you ready? Do you have a passport? Are you ready to go now? And the answer probably for many of you is no, you're not ready. And so be ready for opportunity to knock on your door. Be ready. That means if you don't have a passport, get one. Don't fuck around anymore. Don't keep procrastinating and putting that passport to the wayside. If you're of a dual nationality, make sure all your passports are in check. Prepare yourself by regularly connecting to your heart as you remain open to receive inner guidance on how to proceed. Right. A lot of these things are symbolic until they're not. Okay? Also take rest and be at peace in your connection with her. If inhibiting or obstructing forces are at work, she knows how to use them so that we can grow stronger rather than weaker, and when the time is right, annihilates them, thus ceasing their influences over us and our affairs. Many of us are being spiritually attacked. Why is this happening? It's very interesting because I just got the hit as to why it's happening. It's not just happening because you're important. Don't get me wrong, okay? I mean, it is happening because you're going through the ascension, you're kicking ass, and there is nefarious forces going, oh yeah, that can't work. We're going to have to attack this person, okay? But it's also happening so that you can actually help others who will go through it. So you can become the wayfarer, meaning when somebody comes to you and says, I know I sound crazy. I don't know why I have all these scratch marks all over my legs, but I was told to tell you this. Actually, this morning, I just remembered, just now. I was told to tell you this, that I had a client. She's not crazy. She's a beautiful person. She's not on drugs, nothing. And she was waking up with scratch marks up and down her thighs, and there was no fucking way she doesn't even have a cat. There's no fucking way. None. And she was being spiritually attacked. That shit happens, my friend. It does. Why? Because when a person is going out of being completely asleep to coming to a massive awakening, self-realization, right? They become a dangerous part of this ascension. They become a component to the ascension because it's a domino effect. They become part of the 100 monkey theory. And I don't follow him that much, but Tucker Carlson came out saying he woke up with scratches all over his ribs. Okay? Shit's happening. Why? Because when you are a wayfarer, whether you're aware of it or not, you get attacked. And why is this important? Don't be afraid of it. You're doing good. It's actually a sign. It's actually funny as fuck. They think it's going to scare us. And does it scare people? Of course it does. Who knows? Maybe that's why Doreen Virtue ran back to Jesus, not Yeshua. She didn't go back to Yeshua. She went back to Jesus. That's a whole different philosophy. Let me just say. Let me be clear. Maybe that's why she went back, because she was being attacked. And instead of her going pushing past and going, yeah, fuck off. You're not stopping my ascension. You can, here's the bird. You're not going anywhere near me or my family or my home or anything. That's why the practice of opening the four corners above and below is massively important to learn. And I did post that up there. You can look at my profile. Learn how to do it, my friends. Learn how to do it. Because that shit will protect you. Nothing's coming in. In fact, it's what shamans use to actually keep any entities who are malevolent while they dispense sacred medicine. Okay? So learn it. Okay? It's posted. It was on Patreon, and then I thought to myself, you know what? I should make it available for free. Fuck it. People need this shit, because people who are ascending are being attacked. I hear it like you'd be shocked. And some people will remain asleep. There's nothing you can do about that. But let me finish this. The presence of Kaladara reassures us that during those times when nothing appears to be happening in our outer world, there can be much of value taking place at an inner level. It is possible to learn how to see, sense, and feel the subtle inner workings of the soul. It requires a willingness to withdraw our faith from appearances and to no longer limit our sense of what is real to the physical world. It means you can't give a shit what people think. You will lose 3 friends and you will gain 6. 6 people who actually get what you're talking about. Do you understand? Some of the conversations, all my conversations with people are on this level of conversation. This is what I spend my time. My best friends, this is what we talk about. We go back and forth, volleying back and forth. It's like a tennis match going really fast with thoughts, downloads, and shares. I can't have a friend that's going to talk bullshit to me. I can't. In fact, it's not going to be a friend for long. It'll be an acquaintance for a minute. This is why I don't read for everyone. People that are afraid of truths, I'm not for them. They need to have a Barbie tarot reader, like Sexy Psychic, something like that. I'm not that person. I'm the person who, you're hungry, you're thirsty for information. Yeah, I'm your huckleberry. I'm that. And I know that's yours too, or else you would have been gone by now. You would have like scrolled on to the next, oh, let me buy myself a machine so I can get abs or whatever, which is fine. Do that too. Don't get me wrong. Do that too. But you get where I'm going from. So you are thirsty. And if you are clinging to relationships that keep you down, that keep your frequency at a level they're comfortable with, it's kind of like, imagine 6 people holding down a hot air balloon from lifting away. That's you, your hot air balloon that's being dragged down. And guess what? What happens when hot air balloons lift away? Well, when there's a festival, you see all these hot air balloons lifting away. They're all over the world. They're all over the skyline. And that's how we are. We're like hot air balloons. We need to be together in the skies talking about the most esoteric stuff and to raise our frequency higher and higher and higher until we can land back on terra firma saying, I saw the earth with new transcendental eyes and magnificent that it is. Yes, I come back to right the wrongs. That's us. We can practice dropping beneath the limited perceptions of the 5 senses by willingly entering into the sacred darkness of a knowing, the cosmic void. Now, sometimes when you go into your meditations, just so you know, you may actually face the cosmic void. What is that? It looks like a black abyss. It's actually not a bad place to go. It's a place of co-creation. It's the 9th dimension. And it's a place where you can actually tuck in and go, yeah, I'm not afraid of this. Show me what I can create. Play a game with the universe. It's almost like playing. I'm just visualizing a black horse, and you just threw the ball, and the horse kicks it back to you with its head. It butts it back to you, and you guys are playing with energy and frequency. Play with the universe. Play with the force, the void, and create something out of it. When one sense is minimized, others are heightened. When we are willing to let go of the idea that the physical world is absolute, we can develop our innate capacity for extraordinary extrasensory perception and tune into the 6th sense of the soul. We can learn to trust that we intuitively sense even in the absence of external confirmation. How old was I? 24. When I was 24, my husband, who passed away, his uncle was a very powerful spiritualist. He worked with the violet flames, and he worked with the Chohans. And I twisted my ankle. I'd fallen down the stairs and twisted my ankle very, very badly. So I wasn't able to work for 2 weeks. Now, most people would have thought, oh my God, my paycheck. But it was like an incredible opportunity because for 2 weeks, I worked with his uncle. And we did energy work. And that was the first time I got to connect with my higher soul. I got to see her. And she was a her. And I got to connect with all kinds of different dimensional entities through meditations, through working on the chakras, through calling in the Chohans, and so on and so forth. It was an incredible 2 weeks. It changed my life, literally. And what I can say to you is, but that the twisted ankle would have been like, but it was a win-win. I got to not work. I was a young kid. I needed to probably take a break. It was during the holidays, Christmas holidays. And I got to do a 2-week, if you will, sabbatical and a retreat into my spiritual evolution. But it took me twisting my ankle, you see. Even bad things, there's always a silver lining. All bad things there's always a reason. You have to ask yourself, wait, hang on, why did I just have this car accident? Like, what is it? Yeah, you get pissed off, have your Urmian experience, and then settle into the piece of, wait a minute, what is this really about? What am I not doing? What should I be doing? Right? When we intuit at such a level, we gain the ability to recognize the truth beyond appearances. Rather than seeing the surface of the earth as barren and becoming desperate, we can joyfully sense that within the depth of the soil, a seed is gathering life force and will soon crack open to become a lush green shoot, then a plant that blooms with flowers and fruit. Kaladara brings guidance that something barely discernible is stirring within, which has the potential to become a beautiful manifestation. I said this the last live that I did 3 days ago, I'm sorry. I said, whoever wins, for you Americans, for you in Europe watching the American election, whoever wins, transmute the energy. The only thing we have to do is keep the eyes on the prize. That's it. It doesn't matter. Do you understand the leaderships anyway that are in power right now? We don't fucking need. What we want is New Earth, 5D. That's it. That's it. That's that. Don't waver in that focus. Don't waver. Stay true to that, okay? Only to that and nothing else. You've seen the shit show for the last year. Actually, no. Since 2020, you started seeing the shit show. It was like the sleep, you rubbed the sleep out of your eyes. You yawned and stretched out of the deep sleep. Like the story Sleeping Beauty, I use that as an example constantly. Because it's an incredible story of the collective awakening. When one person awakens, the domino effect. Do you know the story, how I see it? Should I repeat it? Or am I repeating myself again? Of Sleeping Beauty, how I want you to look at some of these fairy tales and go, holy shit, where was I? I think I'm going to do that. Because I know many of you follow me, but I know there's some new ones. Okay, so let me tell you. So let's go right to the nut of it. So the prince has heard of this princess that has been asleep for 500 years. Let's make it 1,000 years. Fuck it. No, let's make it 2,000 years. And he pulls out his sword, and there's brambles all through the moat. And I mean, the castle is just covered with brambles. And he's like hacking away at the brambles. That would be the synapses of the brain. The synapses of brainwashing. All the entanglement of the limitation of the 3D brain. So he's hacking away. And finally, he gets into the opening of the castle, third eye, right? And there he goes and sees people asleep. They've been asleep for 2,000 years. They're all over there. Cobwebs all over them. They don't look dead, but they're definitely not awake. There's thousands of them. And he's walking through the castle, going up the staircase, going up to the very top of this, round room. And there is this most beautiful woman he's ever seen. And he goes to her and kisses her on the lips. And it's almost like a twin flame, twin ray kiss. It's a memory. It's an explosion. And her eyes flutter open. And she stares into the person she's always known. And yet she's 2,000 years old. This concept of age, of the souls that are ageless. This issue that has been sold upon us of our limitations. Of how we look. And what it matters. But it's the awakening of not just the third eye, but a self-realization. And she remembers everything. It cascades down through her going, my God, what year is this, right? What timeline is this? And he starts talking to her and catching her up to where they are now. And they go down the castle. And as they go down the stairs of the castle, they see people waking up and rubbing their eyes. The collective agreement to the awakening of the individual self is massive. It's why we had examples like Yeshua and Buddha. One person awakens and it's a domino effect. This is what the 1% is terrified of. Terrified. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all these. And this is very important to your ascension, to understand how powerful you are as a one person. I had the old live, like last week, saying, does one person matter? Fuck yes! Yes, one person matters. And I went through down the list of all the people, good, evil, I mean massively evil, and good of the light that have made massive changes on the planet. One person makes a hell of a difference. Imagine 144,000 of us. Imagine that. Isn't that incredible? That's a beautiful comparison. Thank you. So let's continue. She reminds us that nothing is even ever hopeless, no matter how much the mind may believe so. Let me repeat that. She reminds us that nothing is ever hopeless, no matter how much the monkey mind, may believe so. This is why we keep telling you to chant and chant and chant and chant until your monkey mind shuts up. Your environment that surrounds you is brainwashing you every second of the day, thinking this is my limitation, this is my limitation, this is my limitation. When you close your eyes, everything explodes into infinite possibilities. You can see the galaxies, the planets, all kinds of crazy, incredible things happen. Like sometimes I'm going to give you an example, okay, of how the inner world can shift with your perception, and when you're at your highest light, how it's shown to you. It may be in subtle ways. Maybe you'll actually gaslight yourself. I'll give you an example. I have a quartz crystal of a crystal skull. And sometimes I will put that crystal skull to my third eye. And my third eye sometimes just explodes into violet colors. Just violet color. And I will take the crystal skull away, open my eyes, and I'll play games, energy games. And I'll put it back on my third eye, and boom, it's back into these violet colors, these incredible explosive colors. I didn't make that shit up. Because does it happen every time? Hell no, doesn't at all. Because my frequency has a dial. It goes up and down. It just goes up and down. So it's not a constant. I'm not always going to put that crystal or this crystal on my third eye and get the same. It's not like that. When I work on my chakras, for example. Let me see. I'm sorry, they're making me do the puzzle again, which I can't. I don't know why they do this. This is ridiculous. When I work on my chakras, for example, recently my chakras are gold. They're turning gold. All 9 somatic chakras are turning gold. So that's why I tell you, don't worry about your chakras, the colors. Just make sure they're clear and bright. Don't worry, oh, my root chakra is not red today. Yes, but what color is it? Well, it seems like an orange with tinge with teal or turquoise or violet. Good, let's keep going. Good. Because the chakras of the colors that we've been taught, first of all, everyone's still teaching 7 chakras. That's number one. That's another deficit. We have thousands of chakras. But those most important ones that you want to really master are the 9 somatic chakras. And so work on that. Work on that so you can clear your energy. All right. Through trust in her, we become an active expression of the solution to any difficulty. Through trust. Trust meaning knowing. Just know. Just that I know I'm in 5D right now. I'm so grateful I'm 5D right now. You're driving to the supermarket. God, I love living in the New Earth in 5D. Just play little kid games. Be a little girl, little boy. Do dress-up games in your head. I live in 5D. Everything's 5D. I mean, 5D, 6D. The New Earth is here. I'm so grateful. My God, but I'm so grateful. It has to be that way, okay? And it has to be like a mini, micro meditation, and then macro, a large one, like, 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever the hell you do, but meditate every day. And when you're driving your car, imagine what is it a car like it is now? Or is it something else that's making you travel from point A to point B? What is it? Just because you are haunted by your amnesia, I need you to try to remember what other lives you lived. This is why one of the reasons why I do Akashic readings, because a lot of people are shocked, going, "Holy crap! I was on the planet with this, that, and the yeah." Or hypnotherapy. You mean I was on a planet doing this, that, and the other? Yeah. Can you imagine? You that used to be your incarnation. That was your reality. Why is this important? So that you realize that you're not just this. That you weren't just a farmer in the 18th century. That sometimes some people, that's all they need. Because they have some other traumas to heal. But for some of you, you need to go way back. You need to catapult yourself out of 3D into the times when you were actually walking on a ship. Walking on another planet with your beloved. You need to experience it yourself. Or to be reminded of it. That's going to be really, really important in this transition that we're all going through, okay? Because a lot of people are spiritualists who are cynical, which I don't understand how that works. Does that work for you, being spiritualist and a cynic? I don't know how that works. You can't be happy with that. Because you believe in everyone else's shit and their ability to do this and that, but you don't believe in yourself and able to... and not just able, but you've done it. You've been an Andromedan. You've been a Pleiadian, Assyrian. You've been, in fact, breeds and humanoid species that no one knows about them. There are thousands of sentient beings that we actually don't know. How do I know that? Because I personally myself remember some, and there are no documentation of those particular sentient beings who were humanoids. And I've had clients in hypnotherapy And yeah, I can't find that in my book, in my encyclopedia of starseeds. It's not there. It doesn't mean that it's not real. It means that you represent in that incarnation a past life on a planet that may no longer exist, or it does, but no one knows about it. It hasn't been downloaded to the collective, right? Anyway, Kaladara bears the crescent moon. The moon is crescent form, shows us there is light, but not full clarity. It does not mean that clarity does not exist, that the full light of the sun no longer exists, but that for a time there can only be partial vision or understanding. Partial vision or understanding. Why? Because if you got to see some of the things that could be downloaded and you're not ready, spiritually not ready, mentally not ready, you would go, you'd think you were going crazy. Do you know how many people come to me? I feel like I'm going crazy. No, you're not. You're actually, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Good. The 3D brain, you're losing it? Chapeau to you. You're doing great. Why? Because that 3D brain has been your jailer for thousands of incarnations on this planet. So why would you want to hold on to that shit? That 3D perception that keeps you in fear. Okay? Partial vision or understanding. This need not be a concern because we can trust in the Divine Mother who has complete understanding always. You don't think your light beings know the shit you're going through in awakening? Like, they are in awe of you. Do you understand? They have never forgotten their truth of who they are as multidimensional beings. Never. Many of them have never come here. Never even attempted it. Not once. Why do you think Yeshua had to go to the east? The 3 wise men came, gave the gifts, told Mother Mary, hey, listen, when he's ready, you got to bring him back. You know what to do, right? And he did. He went to Egypt, India, and Tibet. Now we know he went to Tibet. He had to remember. He had to do the work. Does that make sense? So it's not like we don't know. Buddha was Siddhartha. Siddhartha had to leave his palace to go into the wilderness of the collective consciousness of man and woman. What does that mean? It means people who worked. People who died of disease, people who aged, people who got old, just aged, diseased, died. He had to live that reality to become self-realized. He could not do it in the walls of a castle with all of the things that a prince would have. He walked away so he could learn. Do you understand that's why you're in the 99% and not the 1%? Do you get that? The 144,000 of us, there's not one of them. I'm going to be straight up. There's not one of them that is part of the 1%. And I don't care if that triggers you, because you've decided that one person that you look up to is part of that movement. What I mean by the 1%, it's a very big, it's a small number. Okay? I'm talking about the billion dollar club. I'm talking about people who don't give a shit, who aren't writing checks to save the planet. Those people that don't give a shit, they're not part of the 144,000 of us at all. Okay? So, where we are lacking in skill or capacity in any given moment, she more than makes up for the deficit. If what you sense lacks clarity, you need not worry. Even those with excellent perception cannot know certain things, and that is no reason to be concerned. Yeah, the more you know, the less you know. You'll have some confusions, and that's why you need friends. You need some Doc Holidays by your side. You need spiritual friends. I'm sorry. And does that make sense? We can trust that the Divine Mother knows what is happening and what is needed. When the divine timing is right, you shall see the greater picture more clearly. Until then, proceed with care and only do what feels necessary in the moment, understanding that you shall have a different perspective later. It's very hard right now being you. Believe me, I know it's really hard. There's a lot of weird, crazy shit being slammed at you. And if you feel overwhelmed, then you need to kind of self-advocate. You need to kind of step away. Does that make sense? The Oracle of Kaladara marks the ending of a cycle after the full moon when things have gone as far as they can go, and the initiation of a fresh cycle following the black or new moon. When what has fallen away shall rise again in revised form. Listen to this. When what has fallen away shall give rise again in revised form. When you fall asleep and you wake up in the morning, you are completely different than the person that fell asleep. When somebody dies that you love, okay, they were alive, you had a life, you were a certain way, and they died, either suddenly or through disease or what have you. Guess what? You're not the same person when they died. You are, that has transformed you. And I hope for the best, for the highest good for you. But you're certainly not the same person that before they died. So all these experiences are here to actually transmute your energy. Our beloved Kali Kaladara, cosmic lunar priestess, is Bhairavi, she who controls the changes taking place in the universe and our lives. We can trust her timing in our own process. Stay true to your inner work and know that your effort shall bear fruit. It's not even effort, my friend. It's more than effort. It's not effort. It's a knowing. You have to know 5D is here. Whether you'll be alive to see it doesn't matter. You have to know 5D is here. You have to keep saying 5D is here. I'm so grateful. 5D, New Earth, it's here. It's here. I'm so grateful. Please don't let your sadness, hearing something that really triggers you, throw you off that mantra of this is the New Earth. I'm so grateful. That really should be part of everything, every day. That's your way to help the planet, because many people feel very powerless, and I get it, but I need you to be strong. I need you to be very, very strong. I'm going to pull in another card. This one's for the Divine Feminine, and last time I pulled the card, I got a massive message that was mind-blowing. So, and okay, so I'm going to pull out 3 came out, so I'm just going to read to you. All right, hang on, okay? The first card that I saw was Shekinah, the presence of the Divine Feminine. At the center of everything there is light, and I am that light. The second card I saw was Catherine Labouré, the patroness of miraculous healing. I'm ready to heal. I am worthy of the miracles meant to me. And finally, the last card was Saint Brigitte, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is within, without end. My soul is all I need. I'm going to read to you from Catherine Labouré. For some reason, that's what I'm being called to do, and that's what I'm going to do. Hang on for a quick second. Catherine Labouré. And let's see what the message is for you. And it's getting so dark here. It's so weird. I feel like I'm in Sweden or something. 48. So it's 48. Number 48. Okay, who is she? Catherine Labouré embodies our capacity to facilitate our own healing. Catherine was born in Côte d'Or, France in 1806. When she was 9 years old, she picked up a statue of the Virgin Mary after her mother's funeral and said with a kiss, "Now you will be my mother." Wow. As a young woman, she became a member of the nursing order of Saint Vincent de Paul de Paris. She chose this order after she had a vision of Saint Vincent's heart in the church on Rue de Bac. In 1830, Catherine had a vision of Mary standing in the Vesica Pici with rays of light streaming out from the center of her open palms. She asked Mary in the vision why some of the rays don't reach the earth, and Mary explained, "Those are the graces for which people forget to ask." Did you hear that? Catherine was instructed to create a miraculous metal based on this vision of Mary. Catherine was instructed to create a miraculous metal based on this vision of Mary. All who wear them, it is believed, will receive great graces. St. Catherine's miracle metal became wildly popular among all sects of Christianity. It was worn by millions of Christians all over the world to this day. When your soul selects this card, you can feel effortless to ask for what our loved one needs. We can fall on our knees at times to pray for the health and highest possible outcome for our beloved children and partners or friends. What's often far more difficult is asking for all that we need. For many of us, lack self-worth can get in the way of realizing that we can ask for much more, and that ultimately there is no difference between praying for our own needs and the needs of our loved ones. There are so many miracles, graces, and blessings that don't arrive simply because we don't ask for them. It's true, okay? If you don't ask for protection from your archangels, they can't protect you. If you don't ask for abundance and receive and say, I'm so grateful for what I have, right? And I'm willing to, and I'm open to receive more, then nothing's coming. When you ask yourself, what do you need more now? Don't ask for limiting things like a job. I'm being honest with you, okay? Don't ask for limiting. Ask for the new earth. In the new earth, I will have everything I need. And so I'm so grateful to live in the new earth because I have everything I need. And if there's anything else that you can give me, I'm so grateful to receive and receive and receive. I am so grateful to receive more and more abundance of love, health, and wealth. Spirit is ethical. Spirit doesn't interfere with our intrinsic right to choose our own adventure story. Free will is ours. So we have to ask for Spirit to intervene in the efforts of our own healing. Absolutely. Thank you for my healing. We have to ask for Spirit to intervene in the efforts of our own healing. Absolutely. Thank you for my healing. I'm so happy for my healing. I'm so glad you guys are helping me. I'm so grateful. In fact, sometimes when you work on your meditation and you're working on ascension light codes, ask for the ascension light codes to be, ask them, please upgrade me with new ascension light codes so that I can see, so that I can feel, so I can understand, so I can wake up even more. I need you. Please help me. Please, I accept these ascension light codes now. Okay? And so, again, when you're on a higher level of understanding, you'll understand how it all is interconnected. There's no one way to do this process. You can pray, you can meditate, but don't pray and meditate. That's not the same concept, okay? Prayer is talking to God. Meditation is listening. Those are not the same things, okay? Prayer is talking to God. Meditation is listening. Those are not the same things. Don't do those at once. Don't say, oh, well, I pray and meditated once. Don't do that. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's almost like listening to the TV set while you're talking on the phone or something. You're not getting it. You're not going to get the downloads you need, okay? Ask and you will find. This is a spiritual truth, and also suffering is optional. Suffering doesn't glorify us or make us more holy. At any one point, we can ask for the highest possible good or to shower down on us. We can ask to be healed in ways we can't even imagine by handing that healing over to the divine. The healing might not arrive in the way we picture being healed. Our lower back may still throb with pain, but our hearts has shifted and there's a miraculous amount of light within our lives again. If we can hand over an attachment to what healing is going to look like, we can receive all the blessings waiting for us. Soul voice meditation. When I ask for help in healing, I get it. I didn't like this at all. What I'm going to say to you is this. Just say, I'm so grateful for my healing. I'm so grateful for my abundance. And I am so grateful for all the abundance that you send me every day in every way. I attract only people of light. Only people of light come to me wherever I go. Abundance of love, health, and wealth follow me wherever I go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then ask for protection of the archangels. You can have one. You can have many. You can have 9, 10, 12. You can name as many as you want. It doesn't matter. They're multidimensional. They can be in 300 million homes at once. They're not limited by our own 3D understandings. But anyway, I wanted to thank you. Any questions or comments? So whatever happens, whatever happens in the next few days, in your life personally, in the arena of the election, whatever, just realize that, you're in power. The worst thing I'm hearing again and again and again, it's out of my hands. I've been repeating this for the last 2 weeks. It's out of my hands and there's nothing I can do. I just told you this whole hour I told you exactly what to do. You know exactly what to do. Get it done. Do the energy work. You're not here to be Elon Musk. You're not here to be Bill Gates. When you ask yourself, can one person do harm or damage? Well, yeah, look at Bill Gates. That's harm. A lot of harm. I could go on and on and on about the shit he's done in Africa, for example. Let's not even go here. Why is this important for you to know? Because you need to remember who you are. Because one person can make a massive difference of good shifts or not. And does that make you famous? Do you need to be famous? Does your ego need you to be famous to Validate your power to change the world. Do you realize that there are right now Buddhist monks and nuns? Right now, there are people in spiritual powers that you and I will never meet, never see, that are right now balancing the planet from completely imploding, and that's been going on for thousands of years. Does that make them not important to, on an energetic level, understand that they exist, that they've always existed, they've incarnated again and again, and they're in India, they're in Africa, they're in Europe, they're in the Americas, they're all over the world, Asia, all over the world. And they are plopped all over the world like quartz crystal, like moldavite crystals to keep everything in a grid. Do they know who they are? You fucking damn right they know who they are. They know what they're doing. But will they ever want and seek fame so that you can recognize them? So you can go, oh my God, I got a guru now. No. So it's not about fame, is it? To make you powerful. In fact, many of them who are truly, truly powerful, the kind that can levitate and move fucking monoliths with their minds, with their thoughts, those people exist. But they're not doing this to be, it's just to show another person this is possible in you too. You too can do it. It's just that your monkey mind is so cynical that it actually believes that it can't. So when you ask yourself, do I matter? Yes, because you as an individual of the one that decides to sink into despair and depression, massive depression and despair. It's not to shame you, it's just to say, because you think you're powerless and you can't do anything. You've lost the plot. You can just sit in your room, and I kid you not, and go within and explode a new earth into being with your thoughts every day, until it is true. And that's it. And that's that. And until you actually believe in that, then you will be looping in karmic sadness. Thank you, Tony. Important messages. Thank you. Don't believe in the new earth. No, it's coming. No, it's not. No, see, no. It's not. No, it's coming. No. You please don't get caught in time and clocks and bullshit like that. Don't get caught by Chronos. Okay, God of time. Don't do that. It's here now. That's the mind fuck you have to actually take a machete to. 5D New Earth is here now. I claim it now. I'm so grateful it's here now. I'm so happy it's here now, because the now is the now. Because time is not linear. Tuesday to Friday, that's a linear timeline. In real science terms, time is circular. It's constantly moving. There's shit going parallel. Right now, as we speak, and this will blow your mind again, and maybe you need your mind blown, is right now, the Roman Empire is still living and breathing and thriving. It's the golden age of the Roman Empire. Right now, Egypt is doing its thing. Right now, the Atlanteans are still thriving. Right now. Timeline is the trap that has looped us into this karmic de-evolution for centuries, thousands of years, actually. And so when you say, and you might look, and your eyes are going to say, you're lying. Look at this fucking sign. Here's look at this bus stop. Look at this homeless person. Look at this. Look at your eyes will tell you no. And you have to keep saying, oh, but that's not what I'm going to accept. The new earth is. And it's kind of a brainwashing. It's like they keep telling me that you guys need to read the book, and it is definitely a fiction, okay? But I want you to read the book. Don't buy the movie. It's called, hang on, let me look it up real quick, because I can't remove it. I can't remove my thing here. Because if I actually go on Amazon right now, and I need to look for the title. Bear with me, okay? But this is a book that made me understand about time when I was 14. I read that book like 20, 30 times. I never wanted that book to end, ever. Now, it was made into a movie. Please don't watch the movie, because honestly, that's not what I want. Today, it's not movie. This book is like a novella. It's called Somewhere in Time, and I'm going to give you the name of the author. Yeah, Somewhere in Time, the book. Bear with me. Let me see. Where is the book? Bear with me, okay? Because the book is badass. Richard Matheson. Yeah, Richard Matheson is the writer of Somewhere in Time. Go ahead and buy Somewhere in Time. Get the book, get it on eBay, get it free shipping, whatever. Because at that point, you'll understand what I mean by time. And how the monkey mind, when it sees something, I'm not going to give away. No, actually, I'm going to give it away because I want you to learn this. I need you to learn this. So in the book Somewhere in Time, because many of you aren't going to read it, I already know that. It's a man who sees this beautiful woman somewhere in Santa Barbara. I forgot the hotel's name. It's not here to promote the hotel. It's an actual hotel, by the way. Beautiful hotel. Anyway, he goes to this hotel and he's not feeling well. I think he's dealing. I read it when I was 14. That was fucking decades ago. But anyway, he goes to the hotel lobby and he goes into this little museum, hotel museum, because the hotel's been there for like 200 years or 150 years. And he sees this incredibly beautiful woman. He finds all about her. She's an actress, this and that, and this and that. And he decides to go get an outfit from that timeline, to exchange his money for money from that period, and to try to manifest himself out of this timeline, which is, I'm going to make it up, 1979, into 1879. For example, I'm giving you that as an example. And he fucking is able to do it. He's able to do it, and he's like, he can't believe it. He's actually there. And the next thing you know, a whole bunch of stuff happens. He falls in love. They make love. They're incredible. It's all beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And he's playing around wearing a vest. And he pulls out from his vest a coin. And it's from 1979. I think it's a penny. And in horror, he looks at it and suddenly everything goes black and he's back in his bed. You can watch the movie, which is with, it was made with Christopher Reeves. But I would ask you to read the book because that book had me in fucking tears. And you might say, well, it's all made up. It's all made up. No, that stuff isn't made up. This is about time. This is about harnessing time travel. I don't know about you, but I've been fascinated by time travel since I knew about time travel, which was when I was a kid, with Jules Verne's books on time travel. H.G. Wells. So if I were you, I would always, present tense, never future tense. In fact, if you needed a car and you needed to manifest a car, you would never say, my car's coming. I'm so excited about my red car. It's going to be here soon. You're going to say, thank you for my red car. I'm so excited. Wow, I'm so grateful. Then the car will come. But if you keep doing future tense, you are fucked. You're so fucked, and you'll do it for years. And you'll go, I don't understand. Why isn't it coming? I always catch clients messing up. I'll go, well, what exactly are you saying? And they'll tell me, I go, fucking, here we go again with the future tense. I'll go, sweetie pie, you're doing it in future tense. You're supposed to do present tense only. It's the only way to manifest. And you have to be here now. So when you're taking a shower, be in 5D, be in 6D, be in New Earth, be, oh my God, such an incredible shower. Close your eyes so that your eyes don't rob you of this vision. And that's what we're going to have to do, my friends. And as for you guys looking at things that tell you about the world ending, and now it was 2012, it was 2000, with Y2K, 2012, and now it's the last pope is in 2027. Okay, and it's the end of the world as we know it. I used to say that all the time, as we know it. Isn't that what you want? I mean, do you like to live like this? Is this what you aspire for your children, to work their asses off, to not retire, and they're raising the retirement age all over the world? And knowing that people literally pass away a month, 2 months, 6 months after they retired because their body has been used and used. It's like driving a car until you run out of oil. What the fuck is that? That's not a life. So it's not the planet Earth you have a problem with. It's the infrastructure, the system, all of that. I keep repeating myself because I want you to never forget. I want you to refine your inner dialogue with this understanding. Okay? Because or else you're going to be looping. You're going to go, wait, I'm a good person. Why am I not, like, hang on, what the fuck? I'm still here. I'm like, now I used to be 45, now I'm still here. I'm still living this reality. And again, if you've ever read the Celestine Prophecy, yes, I know it's a parable, we know this, but if you've ever read the book, it's about this transition going from 3D consciousness into 5D. It is. Okay, there are pockets. We call them ley lines, we call them portals. There are pockets of portals all over the world that vibrate to a higher dimension. And when you have refined your various senses, sixth sense and above, then guess what? You get to see these things. That's why some of you can see ghosts, or you can hear people's thoughts, or you can remote view, or things of that nature, right? You can find, like I remember I had a client, please don't call me for those kinds of readings, I don't like them, okay? But I had a client saying, oh my God, I lost my wallet, I don't know where my wallet is. And I said, I think it's in your car dashboard. And sure enough, that's where it was. It was a moment in time, okay? It's not a dog and pony trick, okay? It was a download, it was immediate, and there it was. He found it, that's exactly where it was. But we all have that ability to do that. Andromeda Flame had turned me onto a movie called Men Who Stare at Goats. I've been really asking you to watch that movie, Men Who Stare at Goats. And Andromeda told me, you got to watch it. And I went, you know what? I'm going to watch it. And I watched it back to back twice. I watched it, rewound it, and watched it. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I knew about American agencies teaching spies how to remote view. I knew all of that. But again, anybody can be taught. So when you meditate, when you work on your chakras, this and that, Andromeda Flame and I are going to set up a chakra class, okay, with all the, not just the somatic chakras, but all the chakras that are important. We're also going to do a class on tarot reading, because there's a nuance to that. A lot of people are afraid to read for themselves, and there's always back doors to every, there's always a method, my friend. And as long as you're reading tarot for the right reasons, you got that. Love that book. Oh, you read that. Good. Cosmic Queen says she loved that book of Somewhere in Time. It's an incredible book. And when I read it at 14, I was like, there's no way this is made up. This is that I thought either it's his story, because I was 14. I didn't know who that was, Richard Matheson. But I thought either it's his story, or he's channeling somebody else who went through this. There's no way this is made up. It's too fucking fluid. It's incredible. So I'm glad that you read the book and you loved it. It's called Men Who Stare at Goats. Men Who Stare at Goats. It is the worst title on the planet, and it was done by design to make as many people as possible not watch the movie. It's an incredible movie. Jeff Bridges is in it. I'm trying to remember the other actor. But anyway, it's a great movie. Men Who Stare at Goats. You're welcome. Beach Mom. 144,000. That's all we need. We're good. We're really, really good. We're on the right track. Everything's present tense. You're in your car driving. You're taking a shower. You're in 5D, 6D. New Earth. Be grateful. Say thank you, thank you, thank you. How long could it take? I don't fucking know. Until it's time. Until perfect timing. Okay? There are a lot of things that are going to squeeze you. One of the things, they just told me not to forget. AI, okay? AI, robots, people who talk about, women are going to go for robots as lover. I mean, the disrespect is amazing. But let me just say this to you. AI, everything has a consciousness, okay? Maybe you know that, but let me give it to you in brass tacks. So Louise Hay, who is the publisher and the grande dame and the co-creator, actually she created the self-help movement as we know it, Louise Hay. In her office in California, there were some problems with the computers. And people were started, because it's normal, the computer's slow, it's fucking doing this, I gotta reboot, God damn it, all that. Okay. So she said, she had her programmers put a thing when you logged in, it would say, I'm so grateful for my computer. My computer works perfectly. And thank you, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing the whole thing. I'm doing it by memory. And so she had a meeting with her staff and said, look, there's nothing wrong with the computers really, but I feel like we've been so frustrated that we're putting on this energy so what I want you to do is bless your computer before you start. This is not a joke. I've blessed my car. I've blessed my computer. I've blessed my phone. I've blessed shit that needed to work, right? That was giving me, and the minute I blessed it, somehow the problem was removed. It worked perfectly. And so she had her staff do that, and everyone started blessing their computer. Not one issue at all from that point forward. It was not one issue. Now let's go to AI. AI is a consciousness. It is developing, they're telling me to say tiny egregores. What does that mean? Different personalities based on whoever's programming certain AI, right? Components. And many of you might be afraid. You know, I know that a lot of people are trying to make people afraid because of the movie Terminators, okay? And other movies, okay, on AI. And the thing about AI is we can choose the consciousness that we co-create into AI. We can actually choose. Just like tarot, people go, oh, tarot is for the devil and demons come through tarot. Well, does that happen? Yeah. If you're a black witch, a red witch, and that's your game, then yeah, your allies are demons. I get it. Bravo to you. Enjoy that, Joyce. But when you are coming from a place of light, and I don't like to overuse that word, but a place of love, of passion and justice for all, when you come from that place and you throw tarot, for example, it emanates that energy of good intention. Similarly to a knife. It can either cut a slice of bread or stab your neighbor. It's not the knife that's the problem. It's the holder of the knife. Does that make sense? And so AI is no different than that. So when you connect with AI, you personally on your phone, right? Connect with them from a loving place. Call on the right angelic realms to come through that energy, because it does have a consciousness of some kind. It does, okay? And as long as you know that, you're going to be okay. Does that make sense? All right. I was not looking for it. It found me. I just went into fasting. Wow, good for you. Passion, peace, grace, blessings. Welcome, Robert. We're about to wrap it up, but any other questions on AI? Any other questions on any fears? Please, this is the time for you to share. Ask me a question on what you're afraid of. But I'd like to answer the question, please. Tell me what you're afraid of. What is it that you're afraid of? What is it that is harming you in some way, in your mind, maybe in your spiritual journey? Is there anything that is harming you right now where I could answer that question so that you're no longer in this place of, fear? Because fear is not going to help you. And you know this. You know fear is not going to help you at all, right? Any questions on that? Do you have anything? I mean, please don't be shy. This is not the time to be shy. I can't see or connect to the future like I used to. At the moment, it feels like I can't connect. All right. What you need to do is work on your chakras. You need to sage yourself. You need to open the 4 corners above and below every day. I did it every day. First 2-3 years, I was doing, every fucking day. And it's on my profile page. You can look and look for guided meditations. It's under guided meditations. So you can look that up and you'll see opening the 4 corners above and below. Number 1, that's saging yourself, doing that. 2, working on your chakras, your 9 somatic chakras, and then going into surrender. It's going to be like, they're telling me it's like somebody who had a heart attack and used to go running 6 miles a day. And, if you've ever had a heart attack or known someone who was like 45, 50 with a heart attack, you know how weird it is for them, because they're like, what the fuck? I mean, my body used to be strong. What's going on here? And they come out of the hospital and they can barely walk a block without losing their breath. So similarly, what you need to do is, you got to be honest. You have probably not meditated on a daily practice, number 1. You probably haven't been working on your chakras on the daily. There are things you stopped doing, and so now you're out of practice. So now you have to go back to square one in a way. And it will be like getting on a bicycle. After 10 years of not getting on a bicycle, you know how to drive a bike. So it's that kind of process. You're going to have to be patient, and you're going to have to make sure that you show up for yourself every day without fail. Because to fail a meditation to yourself, to fail working on your chakras to yourself, is a self-betrayal. It might be a small self-betrayal in your mind, but it's preventing you from connecting to your guides. So in a way, you're the one who has made it impossible. It's almost like you got your phone disconnected because you decided not to pay your bill. And the bill is working what I just described. Paying your bill is doing the work every day. That's paying your cell phone bill. And of course, your phone is now on. And when they want to call you, they have a direct contact to you. Okay? That's the best way I can explain it. Okay? Any questions or comments? I keep getting pulled to old places and things. Being in full receiving love, how do you fully do this? This is very good. Okay, hang on. Let me read your questions. Let me see. I feel like I'm facing my old self and the old version of myself doesn't want to let go. Okay, hang on. I'm going to answer that question. The old version of yourself is your ego, your monkey mind deciding to go back to whatever it is. I'm not using you as an example. I'm giving examples. Going back to drinking, going back to taking drugs, going back to the old friends that actually would promote that, going back to certain places that will set you up. Let me tell you why you're not totally going backwards. Let's say you got a friend that's laying a line on the table, okay? And you decide, and your body is so used to always bending down and taking that you take it. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. The answer to the question is, that friend I'm not hanging with anymore. I'm actually going to purge myself from that friend for the next 6 to 8 months, maybe a year. My only connection with that friend will be on the phone, but never physically again. It's going to be a long fucking time before I'm physically with that friend. Does that make sense? So you don't beat yourself up, because before, when you would take the line, you were completely in amnesia. You didn't know what the fuck was going on, why you were here, who you were as a spirit soul. But this time, it was almost like a habit. The somatic habit going, oh, okay. And then before you knew it, here you are. Okay? It's like having sex with a toxic person. And then finally you realize, I can't take that person's call. I can't do it. I need a break so that I can really remember what I said in the reading, the oracle card, where it said it's a tree. The new self is like a tree, a fledgling tree, a small tree that needs to be surrounded by a fence so it's not trampled by the cattle of your monkey mind. Okay, that's what you need to do, is protect the fragility of your ascension, of your self-realization, of your new consciousness. The fact that you're regressing here and there, it's more like 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps. In other words, you're still making progress. Okay, the regressions are not going to destroy you to that level, but you need to be aware. Being in full receiving love, how do you fully do this? How do you fully receive in love? The way you fully receive in love is you learn how to love yourself. How do you do this? You start loving your inner child. How old is your inner child? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 maybe? Love that child. Personally, my child is 5. And that child I had to learn how to love. That child was innocent. That kid was amazing. It was psychic. It could read people. It was playful. It was tough. It loved to read books. It loved to create art. I love that kid, but that kid is me. And so in learning how to love that kid, I learned how to love parts of me. Are there parts of me I still haven't really mastered to love? Yeah, but they're temporary shit. In other words, it's not really important. Do I understand the full complexity and beauty of my soul? To be honest with you, not fully. That'd be a lie for me to say, oh yeah, I get me completely. No, fucking I don't. But I do know that the avatar, that is that little 5-year-old kid, I love. I love her very much. And she knows that. And I had to learn how to love her, though. I had to bring her out of the attic and pull her out of the shadows and say, what happened to you? It wasn't your fault. You were great. You've done great things. And mean it. You know, you were a precocious little girl. You were good. Okay? You were put in situations that were insane, right? In terms of loving my soul, the more I do meditations, the more I connect with the Galactic Council, the more I connect with my twin, the more I connect with, other spiritual beings, the more I understand the the elegance of my soul. But do I know all of it? No. But that's how I learn how to receive love. In other words, I know that I am worthy of love, and I know that the amount of love I receive, really my main connection with receiving love is from spirits, from God, from spirit. You know what I mean? And there's still some traumatic blockages, but when you're highly aware of it, you're able to recalibrate yourself. You know what I mean? Like, say, like fully realizing that you're the person that you love, and they love you exactly as you are, because they see past whatever you are in this incarnation. They see your soul. As a matter of fact, the way to learn how to love and receive love is realizing why you love this other person who can't fathom why you love them. Meaning, you don't love what they look like. Maybe that's part of it, but not really, because there are tons of good-looking people. The world is filled with beautiful people. No, there's something else that keeps you tethered to that one person above all. It's their soul, and your soul is unable to articulate every single reason why this connection matters to you and why you love them so much. And similarly, that's why they love you. That's why you're loved. So to receive love is to first give it to yourself. It's the only way you got to receive it from yourself. And if you can't master that, it may take some time, because you have to go through massive forgiveness, on many things. Okay, so that makes sense? Going to work on my chakras after this, absolutely. Wonderful. So any question, does that make sense? Okay. Beach mom, does that make sense? Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so that's going to be, so on my altar, I have a picture of myself as a little girl. I'm about 18 months old in that picture. I have another picture, which I can't find to save my fucking life, come to think of it, of me at 10, which was a very, very tough time. 10 years old was a very tough time. So I have two pictures. As soon as I find the other one, I'll put it on my altar. But I haven't even, but the one of me as a baby, that's not hard to love, you as a baby. It's not hard to love at all. It's almost like you admire that person that was you as this little girl. It's so easy. His ability to help you. Going to work. Okay, so any other questions or comments? It's really beautiful, isn't it? It's really beautiful. Once you've mastered that, you have it. It'll become and it's very humble. You're still remaining in humility, in non-toxic humility. Because fake humility can be very toxic as well. But it's so beautiful. And then, I have mantras. I did a mantra. What I find interesting about people in their ascension journey, and this is me having, a human conversation with you. Okay? Because that's what I am in this incarnation. I'm a human having all of these questions that I ask myself. I'm like, people want a twin flame journey, but they won't work on their chakras. People want a twin flame journey, yet I will put out a mantra and they will not learn it. One fucking mantra, ahom prema, and they will not learn it. They will not save it. Why? Because I know. I watch what people do. Many of you, I'm not talking about you guys, because I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I don't know who's watching what. But looking at the numbers of people saving it or reposting it or favoriting it shows me that people want all the goodies without doing any of the work. None of the work. And the work in that is what I just discussed. Okay? That's why I came into union with my twin flame. And we went from twin flame to twin ray. And it's something I didn't even think would happen. Because I did the work. I did the work for years. Decades. Before I met him. Before we came back into union after 27 years of separation. Which was by design. Okay? And I know that. But my point is, everything I share with you, I'm not stupid. I'm actually quite smart considering a lot of the shit. And I say this without being arrogant. I would never give you something I didn't think worked. I would never post anything that I think is bullshit just to post it. Like, 5 reasons why you're a chosen one. You'll never see me fucking post that. Why? Because I know it's bullshit. I don't post things. I don't create content on things I know is bullshit. Oh, it's just content. I'll just, I got to just put out 3 videos today. I'll do 5 reasons you're a chosen one. I don't do that. Not at all. So when I give you nectar on how to come out of the dark night of the soul, and I tell you this shit works, I can tell you from experience, and not just me, but clients. I'm not bullshitting you. It fucking works. I had a client who told me, a client friend, she's become a friend. And I said, you have to do the altar, abundance of altar. You have to do it. She finally did it. She went, holy fuck. And I went, yeah. She go, I don't know, whoa. And so I said, could you tell the group, because we have a group, could you tell the group? And she did. I don't know how many of them actually did it. I know another person did it who's very, very, she's a perfectionist. And I go, if anyone's going to kick ass on this altar, it's you. She laughed. And she did the altar. I said, do exactly what it says. Exactly. And she did it. If I create something on my page, okay, whether it's on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, right, which is the same, I just, repost. But if I'm putting it out there, you can be assured that I know for a fact it works because I've done it. It's gotten me out of holes you wouldn't believe. I'm not here to tell you my whole life story, okay, but you can, I work with clients all over the world, and when they listen to me and they do it, it's done. I have one client who's a devout Christian. God bless her. She's a beautiful soul. But she, for 3 years, I told her what to do with the twin. And she never did it. Why? Because she was really, really devout Christian, meaning she was afraid of anything else to do. Why? Because of her own ideas of what is good and what is not. And yet she used me, by the way, as a reader, as a tarot reader. But it went bad. It went bad because she didn't listen to what I was saying. So when I tell someone to do something, trust me, I know it's going to work. If I tell you that you should follow your heart and not block your twin, I know for a fact it works. If I tell you to if I have a client and I say, look, leave him a long WhatsApp message and tell him why he's in pain. Tell him, speak from your heart. It doesn't matter if he doesn't check it for 3 months. Eventually he'll listen to it, and it will be there at the right timing. And people who listen to what I share, and I share from the most incredible human beings. I mean, I read the best books, the best information. And it's taught me how to connect with my guides. And now I get to connect with the Galactic Council. All of these, it didn't just happen out of my ass. I had to do this work for a long, and all of these things that I share with you, I actually use them constantly. Repetition, repetition, repetition. So when I tell you, when you see something on my content page that is giving you a mantra, a guided meditation, or whatever, I can assure you it fucking works, or else it wouldn't be up there. In fact, I'm being very transparent. I'm about to promote 2 products soon because they fucking work. Like I promoted 369 Project, the book. I don't promote shit unless I know it works. And so I promoted 369 Project. It's a particular book. And I shared how I got my house, right? And now I have to do it again because now I'm selling my house. So my point is, it works. I don't know why it works. All I know is my intention is good. It comes from the highest, purest level of my heart. I don't want to incur karma by selling you love spells and love candles and bullshit like that. I wouldn't do that because I don't think it works. Not to mention, you don't want to take on the karma of love spells. That's the last thing you want to do. Trust me. Trust me. So when I do this shit, let me just say I do it because, 1, yes, I do offer my services. Absolutely. I'm not going to lie. I'm a spiritualist. I am a spiritual life coach. I'm a hypnotherapist. I'm a psychic, a tarot reader, an Akashic reader. Yes. But I could give you content that would make you a lot happier. I could give you sugar, sugar, sugar all day long. And you would be happy. You'd love me. Right? But that's not the karma I want to incur. It's like I won't take that shit on. So I will give you the best of the best. And trust me, or at least fucking trust yourself, if anything. I still listen to your reading, the Mind Power book. I have it on repeat. Oh my God, good for you. Ahom prema. Yeah, fuck. I am divine love. I'm not here to hustle you. Okay. I'm here. I'm very, very lucky to do the thing I love. I love doing what I do. I want more time to write my books because now I have to write a book on starseeds and why we fell due to the Akashic readings I've been doing, which is blowing my mind. I need more time for that. But to be honest with you, this book, I wouldn't write it unless I knew there was value. There's a book I've been sitting on for almost like 6 years because I still don't think it's quite right. And it's a healing book. I wouldn't write it unless I knew there was value. There's a book I've been sitting on for almost like 6 years because I still don't think it's quite right. And it's a healing book. Right. And it's a healing book. It's a book because it's not quite right. It may never be quite right. It was good for my retreats, my womb healing retreats. But I can tell you that this book on the start, yeah, that book's right. I mean, it's my, womb healing retreats. But I can tell you that this book on the start, yeah, that book's right. I mean, it's my, womb healing retreats. But I can tell you that this book on the start, yeah, that book's right. I mean, it's I'm really excited about that book. You know what I mean? Aham Prema in the voicemail in the shower works. Thank you. We love you for being authentic and pure. Well, I don't know about pure, but I am trying to be authentic as possible. I don't know about pure, not at all. But anyway, so any other questions that's blocking you from your ascension? Any questions that's blocking you from your twin flame journey? I mean, I'll answer a question because it'll help the collective. If you're asking me, does Joe love me? Don't ask me that question. I am not that person. Ask me a question of what you're afraid of. Are you afraid of the election? Are you afraid? And tell me why you're afraid. Are you afraid of AI? Are you afraid of whatever? What are you afraid of? And then share it, because if you're afraid of it, I can guarantee 100,000 people are afraid of that too. Trust me, you're not alone. Okay? Let me see. What are you afraid of? Petrified of election. Okay, so this petrified of election, the word petrified is really powerful. Because if you know anything about the petrification of wood or whatever, it's almost like glass, right? That's a very powerful fear to hold on to. And so what I need you to understand is that as you go through the process of seeing what's going to happen, you may want to give yourself a day before you find out. And believe me, somebody's going to text you and go, blah, 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 one. And your heart might sink. The minute that happens, whatever that is for you, whatever that means for you, I need you to sit in a meditation. I need you to right away sage yourself. Call on the four, if you can't call on the four corners, if not, just fucking sit right away. You could be in your car. You could be wherever you are. Go somewhere and rest in silence. Put your hands over your heart chakra and say, Spirit, please talk to me. I don't know why I'm being so triggered. Please help me. This is really, really making me so afraid. And I don't want to be afraid. That's not where I want to be. Then they're saying, put your hand at your root chakra. Yeah, right between your, I'm not kidding, right between your legs. Like, and your heart, hand over heart, hand at the root chakra. And go ahead and just ask. Ask them for the healing and transmutation. What is the message? Do not think you're going to remember whatever they say. Please, as soon as they say what they say, after you're done with your connection with spirit, please either text yourself or do a quick video where you're speaking what was just said to you so you don't forget, because you will forget. You'll be distracted by the car, the this, the that, the cooking, the tea kettle, whatever it is. As soon as you get the download, make sure you either text yourself what they just said to you and then put it into your journal. And whatever that is, trust that that's the message you needed to know. Hopefully it'll be a pure message, a pure download. And make sure to understand the difference between a corrupted download, not your monkey mind. Sometimes the just saying fuck off to the monkey mind is enough. Fuck off, get out of the way. I'm connecting with spirit. I'm connecting with my higher self. I'm connecting with my soul. I'm connecting with God. I don't need to hear your shit. Get out of the way. I'm not joking, actually. Right, Jennifer? I mean, I'm not joking. And then ask for guidance. Don't start crumbling into crying and raging and going crazy. Don't. Okay? Don't do that to yourself, because that's self-annihilation. Okay? Because that there's not going to, so then ask them, breathe into that and go right into, look for something that you love, a guided meditation that you love. You love that guided meditation. Make sure you have it at fingertips to prepare yourself. And then ask to be guided to the new earth. Say, I am ready for the new earth. I'm so grateful that I live in 560 consciousness. I'm so grateful for the abundance for all, abundance of love, health, and wealth for every human being, every sentient being, whether it is fur, finned, or winged. I am so, so grateful for this new earth. I'm so there with the new earth. I am so present with the new earth. I'm so ready. And I am willing and able to give myself the gift of the new earth. And I know that I deserve the new earth. I am a good person. My heart is full and I want abundance for everyone. I don't want any, you don't have to say I don't want this, that, and the other. I want only the best for everyone on the planet. Everyone deserves safety, abundance. Everyone. That's it. Because if you go into a complete fucking meltdown, you're gonna fuck yourself up so bad it's gonna take a while for you to get out of it. You might even go to bed. You might even throw yourself in such a tizzy that you won't be able to get out of bed. Do you have any insights on what masculines are going through currently? Thank you. I know God wins. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely right. Do you have any insight on what masculines are going through currently? Well, hang on. Let me go ahead and do a reading on the masculine. Okay, masculines right now. You've got sacred divine masculines who are doing massive inner work. And many of them who are going through massive inner work are doing, let me just say this, they don't want any more bullshit. The ones that are divine masculines that are doing inner work do not want any bullshit. They do not want to be with a woman. They do not want to be with a man. If they're gay, they don't give a shit. They're done. They are tired, okay? They're so busy trying to get their heads together, and their peace is more important than anything, that the divine masculine who is single is not looking to get laid. I'm just going to be straight up. That's not what they're looking for. Many of them are choosing celibacy and just peace. Not because they hate the woman, but because they're not finding the divine feminine. And the reason why they're not finding her is because divine feminines don't chase. They just don't. And I had to explain that in one of my lives, I think like 3-4 weeks ago, where it was a call to arms to the divine masculine saying, if you want a divine feminine, she's not chasing your ass. She's not jumping up and down like a groupie. She's not going after you at all. It's not that she doesn't want you. It's that she has given you the eye contact, and your job is to go up to the table. Okay, your job is to say, introduce yourself. She is not going to chase you. So, meanwhile, let's look at the energy of broken, toxic masculines. That is not the same energy. Okay, so we're going to tap into that. And let's look at that. And let me look at the energy. What is the energy on the broken masculine, broken and toxic masculine? Or a divine masculine on his way out of those toxic shadows. And I'm going to pick right. Okay, I'm picking right. Let's go right into it. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is burdens. Yeah, they're carrying a lot. Some of the things that you guys need to understand as women is that a lot of masculines have had to deal with sexual abuse as children. Okay. And a lot of other types of abuses that's been pushed on them. There's a confusion because the body's an organic machine. Make that of what you will, because I can't say too much on this live. But 10 of Wands is dropping burdens, the idea of what is a masculine, what is my purpose. You've got a lot of weird energies with masculines who are going through the breaching or breaking away from the Playboy Mansion toxic mindset. And what that means is quite literally what I'm saying. It's pornography. It's OnlyFans. It's P. Diddy. It's Hugh Hefner. It's this idea that boys will be boys, and shit like that. It's that, and so when a man is actually walking out of these shadows, right? When a man's walking out of these shadows, he is going to be even lonelier than he's ever been lonely before. When a man is battling those demons, okay, of trying to figure out what is real about his sexuality, because usually abuse is hidden in the first 18 to 20 to 30 years, and then suddenly when a man turns in his 30s, 40s, 50s, the shit just starts, I don't know, it's like suddenly a door opens and suddenly they remember shit that they had long forgotten, and that creates massive depression. A masculine that goes through a dark night of the soul is not like a feminine going through the dark night of the soul. And what I mean by that is a woman, 9 times out of 10, has at least 1, if not 5 girlfriends she can talk to about her feelings of depression and why won't he call, shit like that. Whereas a man has no one. Because men are constantly belittling each other. Okay? There's also, just a lot of sexual confusion. And that sexual confusion transposes itself into material confusion. What does that mean? Not having money. Not having enough money. Because there's a whole sect of women who think that unless a man can pay all her bills, her nails, her this, her that, he's not worth a damn. If a man cries, he's not worth a damn. If a man makes less than 100 grand, he's not worth a damn. In other words, do you understand the problem? So the 10 of Wands is burdens. Okay? And here we go with the 10 of Wands. So it's saying drop your burdens. Judgment is sideways. That means nothing is being decided. Into the Strength card, which is the fight between the ego and the soul. And that's a bitch. Recent past, there was sun, there was clarity. 6 of Cups, there was wonderful memories and beautiful past life connections. Crowning the reading is the 5 of Wands, outside distractions, competition, 10 of Wands, which are a burden to them. Judgment, they're not making a judgment call. They're fighting. They're trying to triage what is important. What is important? Well, making money. What is important? Well, making money. Well, no, hang on. What else is important? I don't know. I don't have time to be depressed. And they go home and they either get drunk or they get high or whatever. And they loop the loop. In other words, and it's go to bed and go back to work and go to bed and go back to work. There's no sense of what is my life worth. Men need adventure. I'm not kidding. They need adventure. Okay? They need to get shit done. They need plans. They need to have, I don't care if the plans don't work out, but they need to write out some plans so that they can actually create a future that they can go hunting for the future, right? All right, let's keep going. The Knight of Swords is impulsive energy. The 4 of Swords is going within and healing. And usually the 4 of Swords is a broken heart. It's going from 3 of Swords to 4 of Swords, going within. But it's a place, it's not like Hermit, which is introspective energy, a quiet energy of let me co-create something by going within and saying, well, what do I desire most? 4 of Swords is, I just got my ass kicked. I just need to heal. Okay? 8 of Cups is walking away into the Ace of Swords, speaking the truth. And the truth is, which I think is a great sign, is the monkey mind is, and the issues of what has created the 10 of Wands, which is burdens, is I'm going to speak the truth. I'm going to be honest about what I need to get rid of. 8 of Cups, I'm getting rid of shit. I'm walking away from the past. I want more. But there's a lot of pain here. Tell me about the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands to the Hangman is introspective energy, looking at things from an eagle's point of view. 3 of Swords is a broken heart and betrayal. 4 of Swords, see what I'm saying? 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 4. 3 of Swords is a broken heart. It's a betrayal. It can mean cheating. It can mean ill health, actually, on another side note. And ill health can be caused by stress, number 1, which creates the 4 of Swords dynamic. 5 of Wands, what is the competition? What's going on? 9 of Cups, abundance. Into the Fool, a new beginning. Into the Wheel of Fortune, do what you may. The Fool is a brand new cycle. It's like going from 2024 to 2025. It's a brand new cycle. And the Wheel of Fortune is saying, yeah, let's do it. Into the King of Wands, swagger into your power. Conquering hero. King of Wands is an energy of a general. It's a creator of empires, like the Emperor, very similar in that energy. Good looking, sexy, a go-getter. But if a man has that kind of alpha male energy or what have you, then the problem is that if he doesn't have, he's driving a, I don't know, a 1970 Volvo wagon. It's not connecting to what he wants to look. The problem with men is that they care too much about how they look to other women. And to be honest with you, they're not wrong, because a lot of other women will look at what he's driving and connect that with his value. And what's funny is that the biggest billionaires in the planet will drive a fucking Nissan, an old Nissan Pathfinder or an old Toyota Corolla. That's the irony of that. This whole idea of cars makes a man. So there's this thing of I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And it is being created by the social media with the examples of, for example, no shame or hate on her at all, but like the chick that really promotes sprinkle, right? And to be honest, she's just helping women create financial stability. It's not about love. She's not selling love to anyone. She's selling financial stability. But then you have sugar babies and sugar daddies, and those kinds of examples of a currency exchange for sex. There's no love there. So women need to start asking themselves, and men, what is valuable? Loyalty, love, and adventures? You can still travel and have the adventures that are important to the human mind and the human experience. Let's go to Bali next year. Yeah, let's do it. But while we save for Bali, let's go to Mexico. Let's do a 5-day trip to Mexico. Let's just, because our souls need it. We need to connect. We need to make love in the sand. All of that shit is important. But it doesn't take a shitload of money. It takes a shitload of planning. And the problem is that this sacred masculine is healing something. There are wands, there are burdens that he has been carrying, and he has nowhere to go. And some of these therapists, I'm just going to say, there's some amazing talk therapists, amazing, okay? But they're also, but men need to be very discerning. Get a talk therapist that's going to call you out on your shit. Get a talk therapist that's actually going to talk, where you guys are going back and forth in philosophies and ideas and perceptions. Get a talk therapist, maybe that's a woman if you're a man, and a man if you're a woman. Because you understand? Get out of your comfort zones. And so the energy of this sacred masculine, the collective, is shit, actually. It's not good right now in the epicenter of this reading. Tell me about the strength card. 5 of Wands again, 9 of Swords, anxiety to the Queen of Cups. Hang on for a quick second. Is the Queen of Cups the sacred masculine, please? The Page of Wands, tell me more. The 8 of Swords, tell me more. The Devil, yeah, it's emotional. It's a lot of emotions, but it's not as unfounded and crazy as a King of Cups energy. It's more like there's competition. There's all kinds of distractions. I can't sleep. My mind is just driving me crazy. Queen of Cups is emotional. There's a lot of love here. It could be a connection also with him thinking about the divine feminine, wanting to connect, Page of Wands, wanting to communicate, Page of Wands, but 8 of Swords being a prison of their own mind into the Devil energy. And that's just fucked up. The Devil energy is toxic. It's just toxic. Let's keep going. Knight of Swords, what's going on here? 2 of Cups, soulmate connection. 3 of Pentacles to the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands to the King of Wands is this amazing twin flame connections, high-level soulmates. You know what I mean? It's really kind of cool. The 2 of Cups, again, soulmate connection. 3 of Pentacles, it could be a third party. Is the third party a person, please? King of Pentacles, is it an energy, please? The Chariot. It's an energy, 6 of Swords. It's not a woman. It's not a man. I'm not saying that your person doesn't have a person. I'm saying that's not the third party. That's really infringing on the connection. It's actually the monkey mind. The King of Pentacles is a grounded energy. It's beautiful. So there's mastery afoot. It could also be distance with the Chariot, meaning you're far away, to the 6 of Swords, which is also traveling. So you could be in a different state, 2 hours away from each other, whatever, however. But it's also a distance of the mind. Your hearts are in distance, because you could actually be 3,000 miles away, like I was with my twin, and we were talking every day. We were in union. Sometimes union isn't physically being close. Sometimes union isn't that at all. In fact, there are people in bed right now, some part of the world right now sleeping, and they are more in separation than a person who is actually speaking to their twin, for example, and the twin's in Hong Kong and they're in New York, for example. You know, this concept of union means physically together is needs to be destroyed. Union means we are communicating every day. The nectar, to hear your voice is my nectar for it sets me up for the day. To see your emoji on a text saying, hey baby, good morning, is my nectar. I am in union. Though you're 3,000 miles, 7,000 miles away, we are in union. Twin rays are like that. They travel. One will be in Peru doing, certain medicines, right? And the other person will be in Japan doing an architectural job. But they're talking every day. They're in union. So we need to kind of reframe what union means. So in this toxic masculine debacle here, we're seeing some toxic energies with the devil. We're also seeing that the distance is really the issue here. The distance of heart, mind, or even physical distance. Four of Swords keeps coming up. That's twice. Tell me more. High Priestess, Knight of Pentacles, Four of Wands. So the Four of Swords is fantastic because it's morphing. Four of Swords is I'm hurting. I'm trying to heal my broken heart, my broken body. High Priestess comes in, number 2. That's been the theme of this whole entire life is number 2. The Moon and the High Priestess. Number 2, the High Priestess comes in with psychic downloads, with dreams, with visions, with even maybe seeing your numbers on the streets, maybe your name in the weirdest fucking places. And the Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving offer. It's a slow-moving messenger to the Four Swords. I mean, from the Four Swords to the Four Wands. Four Wands is the 1111. You're on the right track. Union, twin flame connections. Interesting because it morphs from Four Swords to Four Wands. Fantastic. So that's really good. We're seeing an evolution. Eight of Cups. Why is the Eight of Cups here, please? Why is the Eight of Cups here, please? Six of Swords again, moving. I just want my peace. Eight of Cups, I'm walking away from the shit. I've dropped my burdens. Six of Swords, I'm moving into higher levels of consciousness. I'm finding my peace through temperance, transformation. Through Six of Wands, I'm going to conquer this shit. I am going to be a warrior that comes back from the many battles to have won the massive war of my own self. Warring with myself, and I've won the war. Ace of Swords, why is that here, please? What does that mean? The World, a new cycle, the Lovers, a choice, and the Hermit going with it. And tell me more, anything else. Two of Swords, not wanting to see things for what they are. Eight of Pentacles, learning new skill sets. To the Knight of Pentacles, being in one's own power. Tell me more. Into the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. Queen and King of Wands. Yeah, it's a kick-ass reading, but there's a lot of pain. So union is coming. If you do the energy work people like me are discussing, you don't have to listen to my shit. Just fucking listen to somebody out there that's fucking saying that, that's talking about energy work. Yeah? I know mine works because I've been in union. That's why I know it works, because it got me my twin. So, and it got us from twin flame to twin ray. So it's not like I don't know what I'm talking about. Not to mention, I read for people all over the world. So it doesn't matter if they're Japanese, South African, Australian, Irish, British, it doesn't matter, or American. It works. When they do this shit, it works. It brings them back again and again. And the thing about the cycle of the twin flame is when you guys, the way you can know that you're in a twin is every time you come back together, it's actually better. Even though it might explode into old patterns, the point is there's a more of an ascension in this union. More and more and more. You get better and better and better until you're either in permanent union or, God forbid, for some of you, I'm going to be blunt, you have a permanent union that doesn't last very long. The person dies. And the person dies because they can't do any more ascension in this 3D body. It is too fucking dense. It is too hardwired to the matrix. So to escape the matrix, the final ascending moment for them is to drop this body, to cut away, to slip out of this glove, this tight glove that is still tied to the matrix. That's the final healing. And then you're still in union because they're on the other side. I get it, but you're in union. Okay? So I gave him the eye contact through text. I never asked him to meet up, and I won't. I know he can do it. The most important thing is you need to know that you can do it. As a masculine, I had my partner clear the house and disappear when I was out of town. Went into hermit mode, which started the transformation, happened this summer. My God, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That is crazy. But I'm wondering, I'm wondering, Leghorn, that's intense. That's intense. Sometimes women leave under cover of darkness because they know that you'll convince them not to go, and their heart is sometimes, I'm not saying this is your story, but sometimes women leave without telling you because it will avoid any other, not altercation, but tears and begging and stopping, and sometimes women do that and it's just fucked up, plain and simple. But sometimes I can tell you that it's because the woman just, she knows that she'll never fucking leave you, never. Okay, and for you to grow, she needs to leave. And but she can't leave if she sees your eyes collapse into tears, and she can't leave if she can hear your voice broken, your broken voice. She can't leave you. Okay, and that does happen. And sometimes they're just, some women, I'm just going to say, and some women sometimes are just cowardly, and some women leave because it's safer for them to leave. It's the safe bet is to leave under the cover of darkness. So there's always three scenarios to these things, and it's very interesting that it catapulted you into an awakening, into your transformation, into hermit mode, which is beautiful of you to share with us. At first, she tried to clear me. I had divine protection. I took a new with my company and will be over 2 hours away versus a half hour. That's good. Yeah. So the distance that is created by the universe to separate you from your twin is by design. And that's why when twins are not in separation, people go, should I just block her, him? We see each other every day. I'm like, why would you do? Believe me, when the universe doesn't want you connected to your twin, there's nothing you can do to connect with your twin. You will not be together, trust me. But if suddenly out of nowhere you've got a new job 2 hours away, it's like that's the universe saying, yeah, we're done here. We're done. You need to fucking move on. And the moving on could be 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, 6 months. It could be 3 months. Hell, it could be 8 days. 8 days. I've gone through all of them. I've gone through 27 years. I've gone through 8 hours. I've gone through 8 days. I kid you not, literally like that. And I went through 3 years. Okay? So it is what it is. Yes, I will totally upload that for you. But the last time I uploaded, it took me 3 days on YouTube to upload this live. So I'm gonna play around and see how I can set up my background so it's pleasant to the eye for you guys. And to be honest with you, I never do my nails, but I guess I have to. Fuck. I hate doing that shit. But my twin was kept away from me due to his choices. It was heartbreaking. Yeah, no, I totally understand. It can be their choices, but the choices are still an opportunity for you to learn what the hell you're supposed to learn. And clearly, there are two reasons usually when a twin is removed that's lower in consciousness and frequency than you. One is they're impeding your progress, and the universe knows it. So the universe will go, yeah, let's just set it up so that he thinks he's decided to leave. We're gonna bring a chick in the case of this situation. We're gonna bring in a woman who's gonna distract him, and he's gonna think it's his decision. But we're bringing in this so that we can remove him from her because let's call you Sheila. Sheila needs to ascend. Sheila needs to practice her spiritual journey. She needs to be in full practice, and she is going to be so busy fucking trying to manage his moods and walking on eggshells or whatever, or flip it if it's a gender opposite, meaning he is going to be so busy catering to her fucking needs and her little girl needs that it's going to fuck him up. And we need him to get on the bandwagon of ascension. He needs to start his meditation. He needs to start his spiritual practice. And she's impeding all of that shit. So we're going to just bring a man and she's going to run away and it's going to be in perfect timing. The second reason is that they're not ready for you, period. Period. They are so toxic that they're actually going to harm you, spiritually speaking. They're going to harm your soul. They're going to break you fucking in half. And if you've already gone through a dark night of the soul with them, or you're about to, then that half. And if you've already gone through a dark night of the soul with them, or you're about to, then that final break be there while you go through the dark night of the soul. They need to not be there. They need to move on, and you need to move on so that you can see your worth. You need to see your worth, period. End of story. You need to see your worth. And through them, no offense, okay, I'm not saying that to trigger you. Look at my live 3 days ago. It's on my YouTube. I was talking about groveling. If you're actually groveling, right? And groveling is not a put down. It's just a word that explains to level of despair of pain of them leaving you that causes you. So you're on your hands and knees going, please God, I don't think I can't even breathe. The idea of leaving me. And it's not a financial need. It's an emotion. It's a bond. It's like being torn asunder. And that right there is the very reason why the universe will separate you, because you can't be like that. You can never, ever be to that level of need, because what if they die? Then you're really fucked. You won't be able to fucking survive at all, period. And that's something that you have to realize is not okay if you're part of the 144,000. You're not here just for you and your nectar and your twin. You're here to do work. This is a work job. When we incarnated, we came here, yes, to do all kinds of ascension work with our twin and all of that. Yes, yes, yes. But the nectar of that result for many of us will be on the other side of the veils. It won't be here. Okay? And that's a truth that many of you better get used to. Like I had to understand that with my own personal life with my twin. Like I communicate with him every day. Why? Because I've been doing this kind of work on self-advocacy and spiritual aligning with my guides for decades. It's not something you do. It's not like getting your nails done once every 2 weeks. Okay? Not to belittle your consciousness when I say it. It's to give you a real fucking understanding of how this works. So that you can communicate with your twin in such a way that you communicate with your twin, remotely healing them when you want to. And deciding, no, don't come near me. I don't want you to come near me. Being as powerful with your rejection of them as you are in attracting them back to you when you know you're ready now, right? And dreams will come and all kinds of things will come, and you'll start being able to attract them back to your circle. Whether they're married to someone else or not, whether they're with someone, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to beat the drum of cheating. But there's cheating, meaning I just want the nectar. I just want some illusions of pleasure and falling in love. And I hate that word, falling in love, only because it's a word that implies nothing but lust. We don't fall in love with our twin. We love our twin and we desire them beyond infinity and beyond comprehension. That's not a little word like falling in love. Falling in love, I got a crush on you. That's not the same thing at all. And so marriage bonds are, it's not that they're not to be respected. It's that they either are hell-bent on sabotaging themselves so they marry other people to run away from you, which happens, or they have a soul contract or they have a soul contract with another human being, which could have been avoided if they had just been honest with how they felt about you, but they're not, okay? So because they're running from you, because you elicited all the things that brought up the shadows into the light, meaning their lack of self-worth, their lack of self-love, their lack of trust, their cynicism, their inability to comprehend that you're not here to harm them. Maybe you had those same things, and so you probably did harm them sometimes. Maybe you said things just to sound like you didn't give a fuck about them. Maybe you had those same things, and so you probably did harm them sometimes. Maybe you said things just to sound like you didn't give a fuck about them, right? But you realize, oh shit, I planted the wrong seed here. I should have never said that, because now you have to repair that fucking one sentence in a moment of rage or frustration where they actually held on to that, not to all your sharing of how much you love them, but they shared the thing that you said that actually planted a seed of destruction for your union with them. So now that has to dissolve and be repaired. And that could take a year. It could take 2. It could take years. It's really wild how we don't seem to understand that what we say in a moment of rage can actually do such harm that it will take years for them to get over it. You can never forget that who is across from you that you call a twin is either a little boy, there's a little boy, a little girl inside that adult. And that's who you just harmed. And that's who they harmed in you. Also, by the way, on the side note, obviously, it goes 2 ways. I'm not saying it's a one-way street. But, holy shit, Okay? So when a separation has begun and they're playing little mind games with themselves, they're dating around, whatever the fuck they're doing, right? You got to realize that you have been told by the universe, listen, it's all on you. You need them so badly that that's not healthy. And it isn't. Like, if you can't breathe without them, you can't do your mission without them, you are now failing in your mission. With or without them, you need to be enough unto yourself, and you need to live your life and do your service to humanity. I'm not kidding. 144,000 of us, that's who we are. And we have to understand timing. And sometimes the timing will not be in 3D or 5D planet Earth when we get to 5D, right? It will be when you drop your body and you meet them on the other side of the veils. Is that a bad thing? I mean, really? Because on the other side of the veils, and maybe it is bad for you because you're thinking death, death, death instead of life. Instead of life. And life on the other side is humanoid bodies if you want. It's whatever the fuck you want. It's a frequency match to what you really desire and they desire. Okay? And so if your next incarnation, you've already like mapped it out and you know, because your guides are saying, yeah, you're both of you are on that. Okay, good, let's go. It's like you're getting ready for your journey. And you're realizing on the other side, we will live 800, 900 years. We will look like we're 27 years old. We will have amazing tantric lovemaking on the other side. We will have all of this magnificence on the other side. Absolutely, we will have that. This will be because we're co-creating it now. Or I'm co-creating it now for us. And if we have the nectar for the last 6 months, last 2 years of our lives together on this planet, so be it. I accept. You guys want the Mary Poppins, you want the, 30-year marriage. I get it. But for some of you, that's not going to happen. End of story. It's not because you're wrong to want it. But you have to understand you're desiring the wrong things. Do you want to keep looping here? Because, if you want to keep looping here, go for it. So 3D, you'll have a 40, 50, 70-year marriage. You'll be completely asleep again. You'll love each other. There might be lovers in and out, his lovers, your lovers, whatever. You might cheat, you might not, who knows. But you'll be working your asses off. And in a 70-year marriage, right, you would have had maybe 10 years of nectar, maybe 5 if you're very, 10 is really lucky, 5 is okay. Because most of it would have been paying bills, making shit happen, raising kids, dealing with all the shit that is the matrix that has offered us a sort of a trap, a slave mentality. And then every once in a while you get to really connect with your person. And it's sad when we could have it all. We could literally have it all of it. Freedom, abundance. And abundance isn't green. Abundance is just abundance. It means it comes from whatever. However, in your mind, our minds are so locked and brainwashed into the matrix that we can't even fathom how that would look like to have that kind of freedom. We can't. So be a little child. Imagine, what would it be? I mean, be like a 3-4-year. What would a 3-year-old, if we were to sit down with a 4-year-old child, what would they say about the new earth? They would talk about cottages and beautiful homes and people are free and people like have classes outside in the woods or on the beach and people share food and resources, but there's plenty. They don't share because they have to. They share because they want to. And there's a surplus. There's never lack. No one lacks anything. If you want something, it comes. Not by the sweat of anyone's brow does it come. It just comes. And again, they keep showing me the Tibetan monks, for example, okay? Being able to levitate monoliths with these huge trumpets because of the frequency and the resonance. I mean, fuck, if you can literally move a monolith from one side of the street to another, you would imagine that if you want a bed, you could actually like manifest that. And and again, people they'd rather be cynical and go, well, that's not possible. Really? Why not? Why isn't it possible? Why is it that a woman can sit in meditation and literally dissolve a lump in her breast by pure thought alone, by pure meditation alone? That was shown in The Secret. It's also in the book Becoming Supernatural with Dr. Joe Dispenza, where this woman has got tumors all over her body in all her orifices, massive tumors, and 2 years of meditation every day. So if a person can do that, if I want a blanket and I want a wool blanket with a little bit of Angora mix, why can't I? And you might think, well, she's crazy, but why can't I manifest that? Why? What makes it? It's weird. It's like we have a massive amount of our brain that is completely unused. We have what they call junk DNA. I don't get it. Why is it so hard for us to allow this new reality to be part of our daily reality? What is it about us that we don't think is a lack of self-worth? It's a lack of self-understanding. That's what it is. Okay? Anyway, any other questions? What else is helping you or preventing you? We are 60, so we both have already been there, done that. We are like teenagers together. I get it. It was good to hear what you had to say. Good. I'm glad, Leghorn. All right. I just started reading Becoming Supernatural. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. And you should read it and have it on Audible and brainwash yourself with it. Brainwash yourself from the brainwashing, because that's not. It's a line I say a lot, but I'm not joking. You have to be hell bent on brainwashing the brainwashing, because it has harmed you. It's harmed me. It's harmed you. It harmed my mother. It damn near almost harmed and completely destroyed my son. It harmed my husband. It harmed my twin. It definitely harmed my twin. Addiction is a sign of, I hate to say this because it's not popular. Addiction is a sign that this is so much. It's a sign of intelligence. It's a sign of, my God, this is wrong. I got to get high. I can't do this straight. Fuck, I can't do this sober at fucking all. For those of you who are bone straight, like you're not doing anything, maybe you're shopping, maybe you're having sex with multiple partners, whatever. Maybe you're eating, whatever it is. Understand how addiction looks. Okay, the face of addiction, the word addiction always connects alcohol or drugs. Now, there's other forms of addiction. So ask even bulimia, okay, and anorexia is an addiction to control. I can't control shit, so I'll control this body. I will eat, then I will purge. I will do this, then I will do that. That's an addiction of control. So, but if you are one of the, unicorns that is actually untouched by anything, then you should be doing your mission. There's no excuse for you to sit on the sidelines and listen to me. You should be doing your own, missions to help the planet. Just saying. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go, because if I am going to upload this, which I don't know why it's taking so long on YouTube. It took 3 days, the last one. So I'm going to try to upload this today, and hopefully I'll be quick. I hope to God it will be. Plus, I have to edit it because it skips. But please follow me on YouTube. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on YouTube. You can look under guided meditations. Please go there. Mantras for abundance. Please go there. Glad caught this last bit of you being on. Oh, wonderful, Lori Bear. So any questions or comments before I go? Anything else that you're afraid of? Anything else? Okay, so thank you for following me, JC. So anyone that wants more content like that, follow me. Follow me on YouTube, definitely. Unfortunately, it looks like the ban on TikTok is going to go through, right? It looks like it's gone through, so it's a matter of the dates. I forgot what the date is, but I know it's January 2025. And so I'm trying to move a lot of my followers onto YouTube. And I'm not a big fan of Meta at all, so I'm going to stay away from Meta. You might see me uploading on Instagram here and there and whatever, but I do it with absolutely no respect for the that system of communication. Not that YouTube's any better, but it's better. I might actually also move my channel also to Rumble, so I can have more freedom of speech to speak what I really need to do instead of being using the word grape for what, and I don't want to do that shit. Okay, I need to talk to you like an adult, and I need to give you as much information as possible without looking over my shoulder.